muscles, nerd!
You're insane! You love it!
Let's KEL evil!
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Fell in Love with Power from Chainsaw Man movie. Before we start, please go support Scissor717 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken characters' gender, but of course Deku is a male. Chapter 1, The First Meeting. Narrator. Today was a long day for the hero applicants of Class 1A of the Great UA school where they came from, the strongest heroes of the top 10, but now the future heroes are right now in the dorms called High Alliance, this being a large building, they were resting or well, that's what I mean. Since objects were heard breaking and some screams were heard inside the building, let's see what's going on. Inside the bedrooms. Itsuki bucking mother who the buck gave the damn thing candy again. Saito. I know I didn't have to do it, but he kept insisting. Denki. Watch out, here he comes. They had to duck as a green flash with blue tones passed over them. Mina, we have to do something or we'll be in serious danger. Iida Momo, call sensei, he'll know what to do. Momo, and why don't you call him and I do? Iida, because mine broke when he threw me when I tried to stop him. Momo took out her cell phone to call Professor Aizawa. At that, Lai climbs onto the chair wearing a cowboy suit and a rope that was making her spin. Mineta, don't worry, the great Minoru Mineta will stop this threat. Mineta took two sticky balls off his head, stuck them on his foot, then stuck them on the couch. He started to spin the string. When the blue-green flash approached, he pulled the string, hooking it. Mineta. Haha, I did it now, just watch how. He couldn't finish because he was pulled with great force, taking him with him and the chair. Zero. Mineta, let go of the rope. Mineta. I can't do it since I glued my hands to the rope. Iida made appearances with his quirk activated and with a bag. Iida. Hold on Mineta, I'll help you now. Iida began to chase the flash, but this time he was managing to catch up with it. Or Momo, make some tranquilizers to make him sleep. Momo. I'm on IT. Momo began to create a hunting rifle and some tranquilizer darts. He put the first one in the rifle and began to aim, but since it moved very quickly it was difficult for him. Momo, when she saw that she finally had him, shot him, but the one she ended up shooting was Iida, who was almost there but ended up falling asleep. Momo was scared by that, so she put another dart, but it ended up falling and stinging her in the leg, putting her to sleep instantly. Sigh. Sometimes I think that what she has for brains she has for tits. Uraraka. Very well, let's see if this works. Uraraka, seeing the flash coming towards her, stepped aside and with just the touch of her hand she began to float, but it only made it worse, since she was now flying while having a sofa that used it as a grinder ball. Itsuki. Enough, I'm fed up with all this shit. Itsuki began to prepare his explosions to stop this whole show, but before launching the first explosion, he is hit by the chair. Outside the dorms we can see a window breaking and even Bakugo flying out of there. Denki. Wow, what a bucking mess this guy made. Uraraka. We have to do something because at this rate the dorms will be a mess. Aoyama. And what do you want us to do? Every time we try to do something, we always get sent flying. Now it's worse than flying and using that sofa as a wrecking ball. Okoyami. I say we surrender and make an altar and leave offerings. Maybe that way his anger will be appeased by our generous offerings. Shaoji. Why don't we let Satu take care of this? He's just saying, he was the one who gave him the candy, right? Satu. But it was half a sweet little thing that I knew would get so crazy. Shoto. He literally has a quirk called imperativeness, how do you think he wouldn't get so crazy just for a little candy having something like that? Jiru. And if we let him get tired, I mean, there must be a time when he gets tired, right? Everyone peeked their heads out of their hiding place and could see that the flash was losing speed more and more. Mina. Look, finally the tiredness is taking effect. Until it finally stopped showing that it was Izuku who was sleeping while floating. Information about his quirk. Imperativeness was the name given to him by his user due to the benefits that this quirk gives. It is a great speed making it so that if it is combined with its 100 circumflex euro sense, it can break the sound and light barrier at the same time. It also gives him great strength, but the strength will increase when the user exercises his body. It also gives him a great ability of intelligence, since his brain works at a great speed to learn things quickly. But its side effects are that the user is always in constant movement, making it impossible for him to stay still for 5 seconds. Mineta. Hey guys, please get me out of here. I don't feel very well. Starts to vomit from dizziness. At that the door is opened by his teacher. The first thing he saw was the great disaster that had made the two presidents asleep from tranquilizer darts and even Izuku, asleep while floating having a rope tied to his foot who was being grabbed by Mineta, whose feet were stuck to the sofa. Aizawa. It's only your first time in the dorms and you've already turned this place upside down. You've outdone yourselves, students. I didn't expect anything from you, and yet you still managed to disappoint me. I congratulate you, honestly. Aizawa. Now who is responsible for all this? The survivors all aimed at Satu. Satu? You're all a bunch of Judases. Aizawa. Well, by tomorrow everyone will be punished. Mina. Hey, and why us? Aizawa. For two simple reasons. For betraying a friend and because they have terrible team coordination to stop a threat, and that was what I taught them today, which is why this makes me say that they didn't pay attention to my class. Aizawa. So that's why they're going to have their punishment tomorrow. Aizawa, with his bandages under Izuku, carefully removed the rope, carried him towards his room. Aizawa. I'll take Midoriya to his room. You guys fix this mess. Aizawa took Izuku to his room, put him on his bed, covered him up, and ruffled his hair. Aizawa. Rest little one, today you had a tiring day. So Aizawa left the room, carefully closing the door so as not to wake him up. Time skips. Now it was a new day, almost everyone from class 1A was awake, but they looked a bit tired, then Izuku came down, with his uniform on he looked happy. Izuku. Hey guys, how did you sleep? I slept very well. Itsuki. How do you think we sleep? We spent almost the entire night fixing your mess. Izuku. What are you talking about? I don't remember doing anything. Iida. Yesterday afternoon you ate a sweet, went crazy and started destroying everything. Izuku. Oh really, then why don't I remember any of that? Momo. Because you fell asleep and Professor Aizawa came and took you to your room to sleep. Izuku. Haha Odo-san, worrying about me even though I'm older. Izuku left the living room and headed to the kitchen to get something to eat. Mina. Hey, don't you think it's time to tell Midoriya the truth? Momo. Mina, we already talked about that topic doesn't concern us, the teachers have to tell them that. Duru. Yes, but he's already a teenager. I think he's more than ready to know the truth. Shadow. Look, I know you're worried since that topic should have been told to Midoriya a long time ago, but they have their reasons. Once they finished eating, everyone went to the UA. Once in his classroom everyone was talking, but inside Aizawa, making everyone go to their seats. Aizawa. Before starting Izuku, your mom and dad sent you a letter taking out an envelope. Izuku, hearing that, was happy, took the letter and hugged his father. Izuku. Thank you very much Odo-san, I'll read it later. Izuku went to sit in his chair and put away the letter. So the classes continued all day until they finally ended. Now everyone was walking towards the dorms. Zero. Wow, Professor Aizawa really had no mercy on us. Ajiro. But look on the bright side, today is Friday, tomorrow is the weekend. Mineta. Hallelujah be God. Uraraka. Hey, has anyone seen Midoriya? Shoto. He went ahead and wanted to read the letter. Momo. I feel sorry for Midoriya that he still doesn't know the truth. Shoto. It would be best to remain silent because we never had to hear about that topic. It was a mistake for us to be there. Iida. It would be best not to talk about that subject ever again. The group continued their walk, talking about something other than that. But the teachers. Aizawa. Sighs wow today was a really tiring day. The door opens showing Namuri, Almight and present Mick. Aizawa. And I thought you guys had already left, what are you doing here? Namuri. The boys and I were just thinking about going for a few drinks. We were wondering if you wanted to come. Aizawa. Okay, I'm about to finish all this. Present Mick. Hey, have you already talked to Izuku about that? Aizawa. Not yet, I really don't know how to tell him and I don't know how he'll take it. Aizawa. I've kept it from him almost all these years. Almight. It's obvious that he's going to get angry, but once you explain it to him, he'll understand. Namuri. You're still blaming yourself for that day, aren't you? Aizawa. Of course if they were our friends, in addition to the issue that Izuku's birth was totally different from a birth. Almight. When I found out about that I was totally surprised, but then I saw the similarity my friend had with his bastard grandfather, I understood everything. Namuri. And besides, our friend couldn't get pregnant because of an accident she had with a villain. Almight. At first I had my doubts about what Izuku would be like when he grew up, if he would follow in his grandfather's footsteps, but as time passed, I could see that he was the spitting image of his parents. Present Mick. Also, don't be afraid when you tell him, we'll be there helping you. Aizawa. Thank you very much for your support guys, okay I'm done now let's go. But Izuku. He was in his room and had finished reading his letter, so he folded it up. He opened the drawer he had and saw that there were many letters. He put the most recent one in there and closed the drawer. He came back, lay down on the bed, stared at the ceiling thinking about something. Izuku. I wonder when the day will be when my parents finally come back from their hero's journey. Time skips. The night had already ended, now it's Saturday. Izuku was walking through the mall, he went ahead to see if there was anything new. Then he saw an ice cream shop making him want to go there. Izuku. No, Izuku, no, you know what happens when you taste something sweet, your quirk is enhanced to levels that you yourself cannot control. Izuku walked away from there, heading towards the appliances section. Izuku let's see if I buy some accessories for my computer. He started to look at what they had there and could see that there weren't many things, so he left and headed towards the sports section. They were planning to buy some new weights. But then he sees someone running, being chased by some police officers from the Izuku mall. Without further ado, he started chasing the thief. He could see that he left the mall, but they were no longer following him, implying that he escaped. Izuku. No, you're not going to escape from me. Coming out of the building he could see him, so he prepared to attack him, but he saw how the guy was hit by a large red hammer. Where do you think you're going, scoundrel? No one is leaving the big power. Now give me my money to stop him. Thief. What's wrong with you, damn bitch? Do you want to kill me or what? Power. You dare to insult the great power, disgusting human, just for that you deserve to be crushed by my hammer. Power raised his hammer, brought it down with great speed, creating smoke from the impact. When it dispersed, he could see that it had only created a hole in the concrete. Power. Hey, where did that human go? Izuku. Hey, what's wrong with you? You almost killed him. Power turned his gaze towards him and could see that he had the thief, but he was already knocked out. Power. That human dared to insult me, and no one insults the great power, much less a disgusting human. Izuku. But you can't just crush everyone who insults you. Power. Who are you to tell me what to do and what not to do? Besides, why are you stealing my prey? I saw her first. You're not going to take my money. Izuku. What do you mean? Besides, I saw it first. Power. Well, those guys in weird suits get money just for stopping bad guys. Well, I want money too. Izuku. Stupid, to be a hero you need to go to a hero school and get your license, otherwise you'll get arrested for illegal use of a quirk. Power. School, license, quirk, what the hell are you saying? You're probably making it all up just to get my reward, aren't you, scoundrel? Izuku. Oh my god, no, you're stupid. And that he had to dodge a red spear. Izuku. And now that I'm going to sting you, you want to pierce me in the head with a spear. Power. I'm tired of listening to you, so I'm going to kill you and take my reward. Power began to create with his blood and Oz. Izuku. Hey, wait, how did you do that? Power. You don't know, human, I'm the blood demon, but also known as the Great Power, and my goal is to have a lot of money, also to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Izuku. I understood the first one, but the second one. Power. Because when I win the Nobel Peace Prize, people will start praising me, and since I hate humans, I'm going to raise taxes by 100%. Izuku. And he is wondering which asylum he escaped from. Power. Enough of this talk, now die. Izuku takes a candy out of his pocket, removes the wrapper, and puts it in his mouth. Izuku. This is going to go on for a long time. Time skips. Now we can see our protagonists at the police station, they were in a cell. Power. I don't know why I'm here with you, if all this is your fault. Izuku. My fault if the one who started wanting to kill the guy was you. Power. What are you talking about? You're a liar. Izuku. I'm a liar, but you're the one denying everything and that's lying. So the two began to argue, a few hours had passed and they were still arguing, then Namasa arrives, being accompanied by Aizawa. Izuku. Oh, I'm not really in trouble. Power. Because you'd be in serious trouble if he's just a bum. Izuku. The one you're talking about is my father, at least have some respect for him, don't you think so? Power. The Great Power does not have to bow to anyone. Police 1. Good thing you're coming for them. Please take them. We can't stand them anymore. Aizawa. But I only came for. He didn't finish speaking, and they already gave it to the too young Aizawa. He didn't say anything else and took them away, not without first thanking Namasa. Outside the police station, Power started to walk away but stopped to speak. Power. So don't think you're at peace with me, this isn't going to stay like this. Izuku. If I gave you a candy, would you leave me alone? Power. Depending on the type of sweet. Izuku. It's a chocolate bar, shows him the chocolate bar, do you want it? Power. Takes the chocolate bar, okay, I accept your peace offering, I hope I never see you again. Power. It began to go from there until it disappeared from there. Izuku. What a way to end a Saturday. Aizawa. You're going to be in serious trouble, young man, when we get to the dorms. Izuku. Oh, and I thought I was free, at least I can. Aizawa. No. Izuku. Well, I had to try. So the two got into the car and headed to the dorms, thus ending this day. Chapter 2 You again. Narrator. It was a new day for the UA students who were currently doing physical exercise, but you could see how tired they were. Enki. I can't take it anymore, this heat is killing me and my legs are already starting to hurt. Mineta. And how do you think I am with these short legs that I have? I get tired faster. Izawa. Less talk and more exercise or the increases will be higher. The whole class was jogging around the campus, but they looked like they couldn't do any more since physical entertainment meant that quirks weren't allowed in the exercises. And that they could see how Izuku was ahead of them again, but he was not tired like his team or sweaty. Mina. It's not fair, Midoriya, he's already beaten us several times and he's not tired yet. Momo. Well, this is due to his quirk, which helps him burn calories, requiring a stable health condition. Aoyama. Oh, I wish I had a quirk like that. All this sweat is ruining my shine. Izawa. Very well, it's time for a break, stop now. The moment he finished saying that, everyone stopped and fell to the ground due to exhaustion, then Izuku arrives and sits with them. Hiroshima. I really don't know how Izuku does it, so he doesn't get tired. Izuku. Haha, what can I tell you, given my training that I do to control my quirk, this is not a big deal. Uraraka. Hey Midoriya, you still need to explain why they put you in jail. Izuku. Well, that's simple, a crazy woman was about to kill a thief just for insulting her, and then she told me that I was stealing her prey and that she wanted to keep her reward. Shaoji. Wait, so a heroine was going to kill a thief. Izuku. I wasn't even a heroine, when I explained to him that you had to go through a process to become a hero, he told me I was lying, and then he wanted to kill me for being a thief, then a fight started that took us to jail, and I ended up with a punishment from my father. Izawa. Very well students, I want to inform you that the public security of Heroes was in charge of sending 3 of their agents to see how everything is going at school, so please behave well. Aida. Can you tell when they're going to arrive? Izawa. They will arrive after lunch, these 2 agents do not like to do anything on an empty stomach. Izuku. Hey, does anyone know what public security is in charge of? Momo. Public security is the one in charge of repairing the damage caused by the heroes, or they are also heroes in charge of missions that are not very acceptable in the eyes of the heroes and civilians, also those that are very difficult to complete, they are also in charge of espionage, collecting information, etc. Aida. They are like the nerve center of the hero society, nothing goes past them, they are always the first to know what is happening. Izuku. Yeah, thanks for the information, and can you tell who the 3 guys are that are coming? Izawa. For now we have only been told that they are 2 men and a woman who will come to see everything. Izawa. Very well, the break is over, now get up and I want you to lift those weights using only your physical strength. The students could only complain when they learned that they would continue to do this torture. Time skips. It was cafeteria time and the students were sitting eating or well trying to because they barely had the strength to do so, but the only one who was normal was Izuku, who ate his food quietly. Izuku. Wow, they really can't move a muscle. Itsuki. What are you talking about, damn nerd? I'm not tired. Itsuki stuck his face in his food and started eating like the dog he is. Izuku. A little more and I'll buy you a strap. Zero. Midoriya, go through the routine since it is not normal for you not to be tired. Seriously, what kind of training do you receive? Izuku. Zero, what was once considered strange is now considered normal, and what was once considered normal is now strange, we live in a society. Shadow. Midoriya, please save your jokes, not even Mina and Toru can laugh because they're tired. Izuku. Okay, sorry, but some of you are wondering what the agents who are coming will be like. Mineta. I just hope the girl is cute. That's what gets a lick from Asui. Asui. Even so, you still aren't a pervert. You're a lost cause, Mineta. Izuku. Well, I'm done eating. I'm going to the bathroom. Good luck trying to eat, guys. Izuku went towards the men's bathrooms to do his business, once he did that he cleaned his hands, left the bathroom, and began walking through the hallways towards his classroom. But someone collides with him, throwing him and the person who pushed him. Izuku. Hey, what's wrong? Watch where you're walking. Power. Rather look, you just collided with a great power. Izuku. Wait a moment, turns around you again and what are you doing here? Power. Ah, but it's the mutant broccoli from last time. Izuku. Don't call me that and you still haven't answered my question, what are you asking here? Power. I came with my colleagues to do well, actually I don't know since I wasn't listening to what they were telling us. Izuku. Wait, how much more did you come here with, they are just as crazy as you. Power. I came with 2 others, the only crazy ones are me and my second companion. Izuku. My second companion and I are crazy. Power. Hey, why are you repeating what I'm saying? Izuku. I'm just correcting you, when you have to refer to people you first say your friend's name and then yours. Power. Never, my name always has to come first in everything. The great power is not intimidated by anyone. Izuku. If this continues, I'll be forced to take her to a mental hospital. Izuku. Look, I don't know how you got in or what you're doing here, but you have to leave or you'll be in big trouble if you don't leave right now. Power. Listen to me carefully, Mutant Broccoli. That's no way to treat a member of public security. It's better if you prostrate yourself before me and beg for mercy. Izuku. Wait, what are you from? You said 2 people were coming with you. Power. That's right. Izuku. Both are men and you are the only woman of the 3. Power. Yes, he's already talking about what all that has to do with now. Izuku. My hick drives me crazy. Footsteps were heard in the hallways and 2 men could be seen. Denji. Power, where the hell did you go? We were looking for you all over this place. Power. What do you care, you damn scoundrel? I decide where I go and where I don't. Aki. Calm down, both of you. I don't want the association to have a bad image because of you. Izuku. Don't worry, I already have a bad image of you. Aki. Who are you? Izuku. Izuku Midoriya, hero candidate of Class 1A. Aki. Nice to meet you, I'm Aki Hayakawa, the boy over there is called Denji, and the other one. Izuku. I already know the crazy woman. She tried to kill me the other time and because of her we ended up in jail. Aki. So that's why you came until the night. Power. It was that broccoli's fault, if I hadn't interrupted anything my reputation wouldn't be ruined. Izuku. I already told you not to call me that, and what reputation? Aki. Just ignore them, they're both not in their right minds. Izuku. So you are the public security people who said you were going to come today, sees how Denji and Power fight like cats. You know, I imagined that you were more serious, but I see that I was wrong. Aki. Not everyone in the association is like that, they are an exception. Now can you take us to your teacher? We need to talk about some issues with your director. Izuku. Of course, follow me, it's this way. Izuku guided them to his classroom where they could see his classmates and Professor Aizawa teaching. Izuku. Odo-san, public security has arrived. Aizawa. Nice to meet you, I'm Shota Aizawa. Aki. I am Aki Hayakawa, my 2 companions are Denji and Power. Aizawa. I recognize you looking at Power, you're not the girl who was put in jail along with my son for causing a scandal. Aki. This is going to be the last time I let you go out alone, referring to Power. Power. Why does everyone keep blaming me? It wasn't my fault. I was just hunting that villain. Aki. You are still a rookie, at the moment you are just observing your superior and making the report. Power. Forget it, pigtails. I would never do something like that. I don't lower myself to anyone. Izuku. Then why did you want to kill the thief, he just insulted you. Power. No one dares to insult me, I am the great Power. Izuku. So you lowered yourself to the level of the thief, you could just knock him out and that's it, I guess right now I'm seeing a smoke cellar. Denji. Hahaha, he called you weak. Power. You damn broccoli, how dare you, now you will die. Power launched himself against Izuku, both of them falling to the ground starting a fight, if you could say that, since it seemed like 5-year-old children were fighting. Izuku. Ah, get this crazy woman off me, she's biting me, this crazy woman. 5 minutes later. Now we can see the 2 of them in a corner with a bump on their heads. Aizawa. I'm sorry about that. Aki. I also apologize for the problems my partner has caused, let's go to the director. Denji, you stay here so that Power doesn't cause more problems. Denji. At your service, my captain, making the military salute. Izuku. Whispering. Now you see what you did, they punished me again, you smoke cellar. Power. Whispering. My fault, you were the one who was bothering me, I just defended myself. Izuku. Whispering. No, you said you wouldn't lower yourself to anyone's level, you bite like you were going to rip my arm off. Power. Whispering. I was sucking your blood, percent your blood tastes delicious, let me try it again. Izuku. Whispering. Don't forget it, crazy because you were drinking my blood, that's disgusting. Power. For demons like me, it's not disgusting, most humans' blood isn't that good, but yours is different, it's very delicious. Izuku. Why do you keep referring to yourself as a demon? The fact that you have horns, sharp teeth, and that your quirk is related to blood does not mean that you are a demon. Perhaps your parents were religious and called you demon. Power. In truth, I am a demon, more specifically I am the blood demon who possessed the body of this girl. Well, I found her dead, naked, and with something white all over her body, in the forest. Izuku. WTF, what's up with this girl? Apart from being crazy and deranged, she needs more than a mental hospital. Leaving these 2, let's return to Denji, who was talking to the students. Denji. Hey, what are you doing here? Mina. This is where we study to see if we want to become heroes in the future. Denji. Wait, you have to study to be heroes. Iida. That's right, without that you can't be a hero no matter how much you want to be. Denji. Oh wow, I didn't even go to kindergarten. Momo. That's how you never went to school. Denji. I wasn't poor, I couldn't afford to go to school. There are many things I don't know, like reading, adding, dividing, basic things that you learn. Shoto. One question, how old are you and your partner? Denji. I'm 16 years old and Power is also 16 years old. Everyone remained silent since these two were in public security at such a young age and one of them couldn't even read and was already there. Returning with the two. Izuku. I imagine that you are also just as brainless as your partner. Power. Don't confuse me with Peanut's brain, broccoli. Demons are naturally more intelligent than humans. Izuku. Well, it doesn't seem like you look just as brainless as him or more so. Seriously, how did they let you into public security at such a young age or with such low intelligence? Power. You're calling me stupid. Izuku. Only if the sack fits you, bitch. Power. Enough, I'm fed up with you. You insult me like I'm nothing. I'll teach you to respect the great power, rotten broccoli. Power launched himself at Izuku again, thus starting a fight again. Power. Now apologize, ask your goddess for forgiveness, Power, he said it while strangling Izuku. Izuku. I'd rather die than apologize, especially if it's a crazy bitch like you. Power. Even on the brink of death you continue to insult me, I admire your courage, but now you will die. Izuku. At least I had a good life, short but good. Izuku came up with an idea, somewhat desperate, but it would work. Izuku. Hey, if you kill me, I doubt you'll find someone with such a good taste of blood. Power. You're right, so I'll give you a sip of your blood and then kill you. Power approached Izuku's neck, sank his teeth, and began absorbing his blood. Izuku. Ah, take it away from me, she's sucking me off, but not the way you want, this chick is a chupacabra, don't buck with me. Denji. Power, leave him or you'll kill him. If you continue like this, they'll lower our salaries. Power. And what do I care? It's been a while since I tasted such delicious blood. Denji. If they lower our salary, Nyako won't have any food, since we ran out today. Power, upon hearing that, reluctantly released Izuku, he wasn't going to let his cat go hungry because of him. Power. You're lucky my cat needs food, because if not, you'd be dry right now. On the ground you can see an Izuku, half pale from the lack of blood he had, Izuku. Izuku. Mom, Coco, here I am, wait for me. Iida. Quickly take him to the infirmary. Time skips. Denji and Power were already with Aki at the exit, who were accompanied to the exit by Aizawa. Aki. I apologize for my partner and the problems she has caused to her students. Aizawa. It's okay, he's already been treated, but please, control your rookies, I don't want one of my students to die because of her. Aki. Don't worry, I'll make sure she's reprimanded for her actions. If you allow us, we'll leave now. Aki and the other two started to leave, but you could see Aki pulling Power's ear while Denji left laughing. Denji. Tell me Power, do you regret doing that? Power. Not at all and I would do it again, blood with that flavor will never be found again. Aki. Just wait until we get home and report that to Mr. Makima. Denji. Power is really in trouble, hahaha. Power. Well, at least I'm going to leave with a good taste in my mouth. Chapter 4 Living with a Crazy Woman. Narrator. A few days had passed since that event that Izuku had with Power, the other days returned to normal, but now we are located in the UA, more specifically in the office of the director of the UA, who at this moment was on a call. Nezid plus or minus. Yes, I am aware of the problems there were with my student and your rookie, in the future these two will have to work together and if they continue with that rivalry in the future, it would be a big problem. What do you think if we do this, let's give these two low-ranking missions, so that they can fix their indifferences and so that they don't have any problems in the future plus or minus. B plus or minus, I think it's a very good idea Nezu, but when would that be, and also someone has to be watching them in case those two fight again. Nezid plus or minus. I say that in 3 days that is done and you have someone to watch them, since none of the teachers will be able to watch them, since they are busy with their own students plus or minus. B plus or minus, don't worry, I already have the right person to do that job, for now that would be Ald plus or minus. Nezid plus or minus. That's right, that would be all, see you in 3 days plus or minus. Nezu proceeded to hang up a call, proceeded to fix some papers where there were some low-ranking missions, they were missions that no one took because the pay was not good. Nezu. I just hope those two fix their differences before time, I can't imagine if these two grow up and continue with their little rivalry. But the students, they were in their dorms since today was Saturday and they had nothing to do. Izuku was rubbing the part of his neck where he was bitten, apparently the bite had not disappeared. Ida. That bite hasn't disappeared yet, Midoriya. Izuku. No, it still continues, as if the bite was recent even though it was several days ago, just like the one he gave me on my arm hasn't disappeared. Shoto. You already went to check that it wasn't. Izuku. Yes, Shoto, I already went to check if that girl gave me rage or not, and thank God it wasn't like that. Uraraka. According to what I heard, her quirk is based on creating things with her blood or the blood of others. Izuku. Yes, but his blood runs out if he uses it for a long time, and to replenish the lack of blood, he needs to drink blood. He's like Toga, only crazier or the same. Denki. But then why did he start drinking your blood twice? Izuku. Because according to her, she says that my blood tastes more delicious than other types of blood. Mineta. I think that chick marked you as hers. Izuku. What are you talking about, Mineta? You better shut up. Asui. Well, some animals tend to bite their partner, indicating that they already have a partner and that no one wants to take them away. Izuku. Asui, don't encourage him, besides I don't even know that girl, we only saw each other like twice, and on those 2 times she got me into trouble, I don't know how they let her in, and her other companion like. Momo. Well, the guy doesn't know anything about the basics of both home and school, his mind is at 0, plus he and his partner are 16 years old. Izuku. So you're telling me that public security, the most respected and serious association in terms of the well-being of civilians and heroes, accepted into its ranks a totally crazy girl, and even a guy who doesn't even know his ABCs, and that both are still minors. Everyone nods in agreement at what he just said. Izuku. The future will be lost. Jiru. Well, it's not like we can say much since the UA accepted these 2 referring to Denki and Mineta as heroes. Denki Mineta Oya. Jiru. No, it's that yes, it's that I still don't understand how you passed Denki's admission test, maybe it made you short-circuit, but about you Mineta, I don't have the slightest idea how you passed. Denki and Mineta went to a corner to curse carpentry boards. Uraraka. Besides, the boy is poor, maybe that's why he didn't have a good education. Ida. And how do you know that? The boy never told us anything about it. Uraraka. Well, a poor person can recognize other poor people, it's an advantage that only poor people have. Momo. I also have that ability, only I can recognize someone with a lot of money. Uraraka shut up, big tits, nobody here asked for your opinion. Momo. Hey, stop calling me that. You're busty too. Uraraka. Yes, but I don't walk around like a boar showing off my entire body in a swimsuit. Momo. I already told you it's because of my quirk. Uraraka. You know it's a lie, you just want to make Todoroki hard so that he finally talks to you. Shoto. Hey, don't involve me in your fights, I have nothing to do with it. Izuku. Well, we're already getting off topic. Ijiru. We were just talking about a specific topic. Izuku. Anyway, I'm going to put some ointment on the bites, they're starting to burn. Shoto. Since when are they starting to burn? Izuku. Since yesterday, but the one that intensifies the most is the one on the neck, the one on the arm not much. Mina. Are you sure you don't have anything? Izuku. Yes, I'm coming from that. They already told me that I don't have rabies or another disease, but this still burns me. Mineta. What that chick did to you was inject you with an aphrodisiac with her teeth, and now it's taking effect in the form of that burning sensation you have. Mineta. In a short time you'll only be thinking about wanting to have sex with that girl, making your most primitive instincts come to the surface. I advise you to go looking for that girl, or else you'll end up using one of the girls as a temporary replacement. He couldn't finish as he received a lick from Asui. Asui. Enough of your nonsense Mineta, it's your bedtime. Izuku. I better go before this thing gets worse. Izuku left the living room and headed to his room. Time skips. Now we see how the bedroom door is opened by Professor Izawa. Ida. Sensei, it's nice to see you, but may I know what you're doing here? Izawa. Yes, well I came for Izuku, Director Nezu sent me to call him and says it is urgent that he come. Izuku comes out of the elevator, wearing going out clothes. Izawa. Izuku, it's good that you're here, let's go. Izuku. Okay, I'll be back guys, I won't be long. The two left the dorms, got in the car, and drove off towards the UA. Izawa. Hey Izuku, it's almost your birthday. Do you have something in mind? Izuku. Well, I was wondering if dad and mom could come to my birthday, even if it's just to wish me a happy birthday. Izawa. I don't think they can, you already know about their mission. Izuku. Yes, I should have imagined it, he cares about a mission that his son hasn't seen in almost his entire life. Izawa. It's not that Izuku, they really love you, they just can't right now, but they said they were going to send you a big gift. Izuku. Sigh since, changing the subject, what does the director want me for, Nezu? Izawa. Well, this had to be done in about 3 days, but some problems arose, and it had to be done now. You'll be angry at first, but look at it as a long-term investment. Izuku. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Once they arrived at UA, they got out of the car and went straight to the director's office. Upon entering they could see the director, a red-haired girl in a formal suit and Izuku. It can't be, not you again. Power. Ah, but look who it is, it's the underdeveloped broccoli. Izuku. Director Nezu, may I know what she's doing here and who the new one is? Makima. Good afternoon, I am Makima, I am the head of public security. Lately I have learned that my newest rookie was in some disagreements with you. I offer you 1,000 apologies for all that. Izuku. You don't have to apologize, rather it's her pointing at Power who has to apologize. Makima. Well Power, you're sorry. Power. I never apologized to anything. Makima. Power, what was it that we talked about? Please don't make me repeat it. Power. Nervous. I apologize for all the problems I have caused you. Izuku. Wow, that was easy. Izuku. Okay, apologies accepted. Was that all, director, or is there something else? Nezu. That's right, well since you two have, let's say, a little dispute between you two, we decided to do this. Makima. From today on, you two will begin to live together in the same place. Our A. Izuku. How come? I don't understand. Nezu. That you are going to live together and do some missions together. Izuku. What, an apology wasn't enough? Power. Yes, I already apologized. I don't plan on living with a broccoli. I hate vegetables. Izawa. This is intended so that you can settle your differences and get to know each other, so that in the future there will be no problems between you two. Izuku. This must be a joke in bad taste. Hey, but we're still in training. You can't just give us missions like that. Nezu. Don't worry about that, they are very low-ranking missions that no one accepts, that's all for today. Makima. Well Power, I hope you like your stay here. I'll come by from time to time to see how things are going between the two of you. Izawa. Okay, let's go. Your missions will be delivered tomorrow morning. Izawa, seeing that none of them moved, grabbed them by the back of their shirt and took them to the car. Already in the car, he was heading towards the dorms while in the back were Izuku and Power, who still hadn't reacted to the news. What will the future hold for them? Will they be able to fix their differences and get along, or will things only get worse between them? Find out in the next chapter. Chapter 5 First Mission. Cat. Narrator. It was a new day, the protagonist's classmates were in their classroom waiting for the teacher, but it seemed strange to them that Izuku and the new one were taking so long. They went ahead at Izuku's request that it was going to take a little while. Mina. Hey, it seems that you took too long Izuku, and what was the name of the new one? Ida. His name is Power, and it is strange that he takes so long, especially when our teacher is Izawa. Mineta. He's probably having hex with that beautiful. She couldn't finish as she was hit by Asui with her tongue. Asui. Already turned down your heat Mineta, you're tired. At that moment, their teacher Izawa arrives, and when his students see him, they go to sit down. He can see that 2 seats are empty, and they are having an idea about who is missing. Izawa. That Midoriya and the new one wasn't going to come with you. Ida. We thought so too, but when we saw that it was taking a while, and that Midoriya told us to go ahead and that he would catch up with us. At that the door is knocked, Izawa went to open it to see who it was, he opened it, and a person fell to the floor being the Izuku, you could see him agitated, we can see a Power on top of him. Power. Come on Broccoli, get up, it's not time to sleep. Power began spanking him to get him up off the floor. Izuku. Why don't you get up, you fat bitch? Power. How did you call me your marijuana hair? Izuku. Besides being fat and deaf, you're getting worse every time. Power. You'll regret telling me that. Power, with 2 of his fingers, put them in Izuku's mouth, he began to stretch his cheeks from the inside, making Izuku hurt. Izuku. Ah damn daughter of a bitch, let me go. Power. Then apologize to your goddess, you brainless human. Izuku. Ninkaya. Power. Well then suffer your punishment for your lack of respect towards me. Power began to pull the cheeks a little harder, causing Izuku to let out a few screams of pain. Izawa. Enough Power, get up and help your partner. Power. Hey, who are you to tell me that? She couldn't finish because of the look Izawa was giving her, making Power get nervous and do what he told her. Izuku. For someone who says a lot, you're easy to get close to. Power elbows him in the stomach. Hug, you son of a bitch, how I hate you. The 2 were going to sit down, but the teacher stopped them. Izawa. You won't be able to attend classes today since you have something to do. Gives them a yellow folder. Izuku, and what is this? Izawa. These are the missions you'll have to do today. They're pretty easy. Someone will be waiting for you so you don't have to fight again. Now go. He should already be waiting for you. Izuku. Oh, it can't be. Izuku was pulled by the back of his shirt by Power. Power. Listen to me, Marijuana Man. Let's do this quickly. The faster we do this, the longer I'm away from you. Before Power could continue speaking, she felt a weight on her back. When she turned, she could see Izuku on top of her. Power. Hey, what's wrong? Lose a lot of weight. Izuku. No, now it's your turn to carry me, and I'm not going to let go for anything in the world. Tightens the grip. Oh, one more thing, this for biting me in the morning. Izuku bit her neck, causing her to moan, covering her mouth and blushing in embarrassment. Izuku. Haha, for someone who talks about obscenities, he blushes very easily when he feels one of those. Now start walking if you don't want me to get playful with you. Power, more than defeated, prepared to walk towards the exit while muttering things about broccoli, perverts, profiteers, etc. When they got outside, they could see Aki waiting for them while smoking a cigarette. Aki. They were already taking too long. Saw what the hell am I seeing? To see that Power was charging someone was totally weird. Maybe he got the wrong cigarette and grabbed the stronger ones instead of the normal ones. Izuku. In case you're wondering, no, it's not a hallucination. If you know how to attack her, she'll do everything for you without question. Izuku. Now Power, as my first mandate, I want you to look for the first mission. Power. Hey, what makes you think I'm going to do that for you? I'm MPH. Power had to stifle a moan as Izuku bit her again, making her blush return. Power. Okay, I'll do it, but don't do that. It makes me feel strange. Aki, seeing all that, just took out her phone and took a picture of them. Aki. Denji will love seeing this, he'll think it's a joke. Power. Hey, what are you doing? I don't know. Send it to Izuku. Oh, who told you to stop? Keep walking, we have a long day of completing missions. Have you already chosen one? Power. Yes, this is the most important one. Izuku saw the sheet. He could see that it was about the search for a cat. There was a picture of the cat and the address of the owner. Izuku. Okay, now you can read what the information says. Power. Well, I don't know how to read. Izuku. It's a joke, right? Power. I never said it was a joke. Izuku. D for someone who talks, he promises very little, how disappointing. Izuku. Turns to look at Aki. These are supposed to be the new generation of public security. Aki. You work with what you find, not with what they give you. Izuku. Bring that sheet closer to me so I can read the information. They bring the sheet closer to him. Let's see here, it says that the cat's name is Yako. The last time it was seen was in a playground, and if we find the cat or have information, we should contact her. Izuku. We'll start where he was last seen. He may still be there, walking around as a slave. Power. Whispering, when I have the opportunity to make you pay, I will do it without hesitation. Aki. I guess this day won't be so boring after all. Sighs, I just hope they finish as soon as possible. I don't want to be late for my date with Himeno. I hope Denji is doing what I ask him to. But Denji. He was watching TV while caressing Nyako, who was on his lap. Denji. Not that I'm seeing it, but I can't stop seeing it. What Denji was watching was a series called The New Girl. Denji. Haha, she looks a bit like Makima in personality and mentality. Wait, Aki, she didn't tell me to do something. Not was probably my mind playing tricks on me. Returning with the three. These were already in the park where the cat was last seen. Aki. It would be best if we split up so we can find him faster. Izuku. Hey, you don't need to help us. I mean, they only sent you to watch us, not help us. Aki. You're right, I'll go sit down. Try not to make such a fuss. Power. Hey, why did you tell him to leave? It would have been helpful to us. He couldn't finish speaking as Izuku stared at him with a smile, making Power start to worry. Power. Hey, why are you smiling like that, and why are you looking at me like that? Power. A moan came out of her as Izuku began to bite, suck, lick her neck while groping her breasts. Power. Hey, what the hell is wrong with you? Did a mosquito bite you? Stop. Izuku. You know, lately I've been feeling a bit daring, and the bites you gave me, every time they burn, I feel like my hormones are going wild. I don't know what you did to me, but I'm going to hold you responsible for everything that's happening to me. Power, now blushing heavily, had her hands over her mouth so her moans couldn't be heard. Izuku. For someone like you who talks about hex, so normal, you can know that you already know that way, but now that I see how you react to simple bites on the neck and how I grope your breasts, you can say that you are inexperienced, that you spend all your time lying. Power. Okay, I give up. If you don't want me to lie anymore, okay, I will, but please stop. I don't know how much longer I can endure this. Izuku. And why would I stop, especially if I can do this? He starts to lower his hand towards her pants. But everything stopped, Izuku got off her. Izuku. But this is not the time to do that, we have the mission to look for that poor cat, it would be better to separate. Power. You damn pervert, what's wrong with you? How dare you treat me like that? Izuku. But you weren't the one who wanted that. Power. What are you talking about? Izuku. Well, as always, you were throwing obscenities only at me, I thought it was some kind of hint. Power. I did it to annoy you, not to have you grope me like I was a piece of fruit. Izuku. Stop crying, do you want to go look for the poor kitten? I'll go this way and you go the other way. Power. It's fine. They started looking for the cat all over the park, but there weren't many signs of the cat, when they asked people they passed by they told them no. More than resigned, they returned to the meeting point. Izuku. You were lucky. Power. Nothing about you. Izuku Igual. Power. Is there any other place where the cat was seen? Izuku. No, this is the place where the cat goes the most, maybe he went to get something. At that moment, our two protagonists heard the meow of a cat. When they turned around, they saw the same cat they were looking for going towards a tree with a large hole in it. The two saw him enter there, so they approached carefully so as not to scare the cat. When they looked out, they saw that the cat was not he, but she, since they could see her nursing some kittens. Izuku. Hey look, he wasn't lost, he just couldn't go and leave his power kittens, look for a box and some blankets. Power. And why do I have to seize Izuku, approaches him I'll go for them right away, it won't take long. Time skips. Now we can see how Izuku, carrying the box full of cats, was on his way to the owner who had given them her address. Power. Let's go because you won't let me take her, because only you. Izuku. With a little time that I have known you, you do not inspire confidence in me to give you the cats, be grateful that I am not making you burden me with everything and the cats. Aki. We're almost home, be formal. The three arrived at the house, rang the bell, the door was opened by a woman. Izuku. Good morning miss, we are the ones who found your cat and well here is the reason why it couldn't come back. Woman. My beautiful Yako takes the box you don't know how worried I was, here you came to me with your blessings, thank you very much for finding my cat, here I give you a wad of bills, thank you very much for finding. Izuku, take the money before Power, grabbed it. Izuku. You're welcome, have a nice day. Power. Hey, don't keep it all to yourself. I'm part of this too. Izuku. The pay is very poor, I'll give you your share when we finish all the missions, then we'll split it between the two of us. Aki. Well then, hurry up, the sun is still at its highest point. Izuku. Power, what's the next mission? Power. A restaurant that has problems with rats. Izuku. Are just rats, how difficult would that be? Where is the restaurant's address? Power. It's close by, I bet I'm faster than you. Izuku. Be careful what you say, cuckold. The two started running. Aki. Hey, don't run, you're going to throw someone out, you idiots. So the three of them started running towards the restaurant to free it from a rat infestation. Chapter 6 Second Mission. Rats. Narrator. Our protagonists had already arrived and were arguing over who arrived faster, while Aki took deep breaths from the tiredness of running so much. Aki. Tired, could you stop arguing and go inside already, I have more important things to do. Izuku. It's okay, you're not going to come in with us. Aki. I don't prefer to stay here. I hate rats. Besides, the missions are for you. I just have to watch you so you don't kill each other. Power. Well, at least we can eat the food and blame the rats. Izuku. I'm not going to eat food that's already been tasted by sour rats. Power. Well, more for me then. Izuku. Poor guy who wants to French kiss you. The two entered the establishment, but they didn't see the dreadlocks, only the owner of the place who approached them. Boss. I'm glad you're here. You don't know how desperate I am. Those rats have been making my place worse every day. Izuku. Okay, but where are they? I thought they were going to be all over the place. Chief. At first yes, but then they ran out of food and their king or queen devoured them all, leaving only them. Power. Well, you're just a rat because you don't do it yourself. Boss. That's what I was planning to do, but well, see for yourselves, she's in the kitchen. The boss went to stand at a barricade made of tables and chairs. Izuku and Power looked at each other in surprise. Izuku. So much fuss over a little rat. Our puff humans are always so scared even of small things. Our opened the kitchen door and I could see a 2-meter rat rummaging through the trash. When I heard the noise of the door opening, I stuck my head out and turned to see Power. When I saw her, I roared at her and lunged at her, but Power was faster and closed the door in her face. She stood in the doorway with a scared face. Izuku? And now what's wrong with you? Did you see the devil or what? Power, in a quick action, grabs Izuku by the cheeks and brings him closer to his face, close to his lips. Power. My bread with beans, we have to leave here as soon as possible. Izuku. My last name is Midoriya and we're already here. We can't leave the guy with false hopes. For God's sake, so much fuss over a rat. Power opened the door a little, made Izuku stick his head out a little, where he could see the big rat, being stunned by how big it was. Power closed the door again. Izuku. Look, I accept it, it's big, but we're already here, I have an idea, Aki, he has a weapon. Power. Has two, a sword and a gun. Izuku. Okay, you stay here, I'll go talk to him. Izuku left the place and went to where Aki. Izuku. Hey Aki, can I borrow your gun for a few minutes? Aki. Why would I give my gun to a minor? Izuku. If you lend it to me for a few minutes, I'll let you go and I'll say that you were with us the whole time. Aki. Okay, I'll lend it to you. Don't do anything crazy with it. It has the safety lock on. Aki gave him the gun and left. Izuku returned to the establishment where he removed the safety from the gun. Izuku. This is the plan, you say you are the blood demon. Power. Yes I am, do you have doubts about that? Izuku. Well, let's open the door where the rat will come out. You will paralyze it with its blood and I will shoot it in the head just like that. Power. Well, there's just a flaw in your plan. Izuku. And now what happens? Power. Well, I don't know how to work my ability that way. Izuku. Don't buck with me, I mean you're the blood demon and you don't know how to use your ability like that. Power. The more you remind me, the more humiliated I feel. Izuku. Well, feel humiliated, look, I'll help you, close your eyes. Power. Okay, close his eyes. Izuku. Now I want you to imagine me, I want you to look further until you see how the blood circulates inside me. Power. Oh now I see how your blood goes all over his body, now what do I do? Izuku. Okay now say this, now I Power, I have control of your blood and I order you to do this. Power. Now I Power, order you to do this. When Power opened his eyes, they were seen to be reddish in color, but they returned to normal. Power. How do I know your method will work? Izuku. There's only one way to try. Izuku proceeded to open the door, but the door slammed him against the wall. Due to the attack he gave to the door, Rat went towards Power, he is in a quick movement also his hands. Power. Power, I control you through your blood and I order you to be paralyzed. Out of nowhere the rat was paralyzed, making Power surprised and excited. Power. Haha now who is the helpless cursed plague, now you will suffer your punishment for wasting my time. Izuku removes the door from above, takes the weapon and approaches where Power. Izuku. Wow Power, you did it. Power. Please, who do you think you're talking about? I'm the great Power. Izuku. Well, it's time to finish this. Izuku points the gun at the rat's head and shoots it, killing it. Power snaps his fingers and the rat falls to the ground dead. Izuku. Hey, you can come out now. We're done with the problem. The boss leaves his improvised barricade. Boss. Thank you very much for your help. I don't know how much I appreciate it. Izuku. You're welcome, one question, do you know where this big rat came from? Boss. Yes, of course, come with me. The chief took them to the kitchen where there was a big hole. Izuku. Wow what a big hole. Our TKS I've seen bigger ones. Boss. What do you think about this? If you find the origin of where this rat came from, I'll double the reward. Izuku. What do you say looking at Power? Power. I say we go, I'm kind of curious where all this is leading us. Izuku. Okay, we accept the deal, let's investigate where all these sewer rats came from. Izuku was the first to go down, then it was Power, who jumped and was caught by Izuku. Power. Damn, it's all dark here, I can't see anything. Izuku. Hey, don't you have any lanterns around here? Talking to the boss. The guy left for a few moments, then came back and threw 2 flashlights at them, which were caught by Izuku, who gave one to Power. Izuku. We have to be careful, we don't know what's hidden here. They both turned on their flashlights and started walking. It was a straight path. The only thing you could hear were their footsteps, the dripping water, and the small river of waste that passed through here. Power. This place sucks. Izuku. It's obvious that it was going to smell like that, this is where the worst of the city comes here. At that moment, some squeals were heard. Izuku and Power saw 4 red eyes, implying that the squeals were coming from there. When the eyes approached the light, they could see that they were 2 2-meter rats heading towards them. But then the rats fall dead to the floor from a shot to the head by Izuku. Our TKS isn't bad, but I would have shot them better. Izuku. What's better than a headshot 3 times in a row? Power. Yes, you shot them in the head, but not in the central part of the skull. The rat on the left has the hole very high above the central part, the rat in the middle has the hole between the eyes and the nose, and the rat on the right, you stuck it on the side of the head almost by the ear. Izuku was surprised by the analysis Power gave him. He always thought she was brainless, but she had just shown him that she does have a brain. Izuku. How the hell were you able to give all that analysis? Power. There is much you don't know about me, I'm not just a pretty face, demons by nature have a more advanced IQ than humans. Izuku. Then why do you act like an idiot all the time? Power. Because it's more fun that way than looking like a nerd and being a party pooper all the time. Izuku. I guess sometimes it's better to be ignorant than a know-it-all. The two continued walking through the dark tunnel they were in. Izuku was starting to wonder why there were no other routes since they were supposed to be the city's pipes, but it seemed this tunnel was straight. Izuku. Hey Power, don't you feel like something weird is going on here or am I just being delirious? Power. Now that you mention it, I've felt it too since we came down here. Izuku. Something tells me the giant rats aren't the only ones here. Power. Seeing something. Hey, I think I found the cause of the giant rats. Izuku. And what is it? Power. See it yourself. Izuku could see yellow barrels with a black X in the middle and a phosphorescent green liquid, giving Izuku an idea of what it is. Izuku. Shit, something shady is going on here. Izuku and Power hear footsteps accompanied by loud roars. The two pointed their flashlights and what they saw was not pretty at all. Izuku. I curse the day I agreed to come down here. Power. Hey, what do you think if we abandon everything and get out of here? Izuku. We're here now and I don't like running from enemies no matter how ugly they are. Izuku points his gun at him. Izuku. Create something long range so we can avoid contact whatever that is. Our Ratman. Izuku. Ratman. Power. Well, if you look closely, it has parts of human and rat, that's why that name. Izuku. Since. Izuku began to shoot at the human rat, Power created a bow and arrows with his blood. Izuku shot him in the head, but he didn't give in to the bullets. Power. Shoot him in the center of his skull, that way you won't be able to kill him. Izuku. Well, that's what I do. Power. You shoot him in the head, but not in the spot I told you, be careful. Both of them had to step back. As Ratman leaped towards them, his hands turned into sharp claws. Power. I have an idea, get behind him and get his attention. Izuku. It's okay. Izuku, using his quirk, went to the other side of the tunnel, returned to the part of the tunnel he was in, but got behind the beast, he was going to shoot it again, but Power stopped him. Power. Don't shoot him, we don't know how many bullets you have left. Izuku. Okay, hey, there's something horrible over here. Tears off his shirt. If you're so hungry, come and try some of this tasty meat. Power. Shit, I didn't know broccoli was this tasty, I think my taste for broccoli is changing. Izuku had achieved his goal, to get the attention of the mutant rat. Power took advantage of this and shot 4 arrows at the limbs, causing the rat to scream in pain. The arrows entered the rat's body. The rat was going to attack Power, but he snapped his fingers and felt spikes made of blood come out of Ratman's body, making him scream in pain. Power. Haha, now look where you are, disgusting thing, kneeling before your mistress. Ratman, as a last resort, spits out a bite from his mouth, which Power, dodging, snapped his fingers again and several small spikes pierced his head, thus killing him. She undoes the spikes and the beast falls dead, bleeding out. Power as if nothing happens above her. Power. Now what do you think if we continue this route? Izuku. Hey, how did you know your plan was going to work? Power. That thing was just acting on pure instinct, it's not very intelligent, let's say. Izuku. I owe you an apology for calling you brainless earlier. Then you accept that I am better than you. Izuku. Don't go too far either. Power. But hey, it was necessary for you to take off your shirt. Izuku, see his body which was very well marked. Izuku. Yes, it was very necessary to do that. The two continued walking until they saw some stairs that led them to some hatches. The two climbed the stairs, Izuku opened the hatch, the two left the sewers, the only thing they could see was darkness, until some lights turned on showing a large white room. Izuku. Aw shit, my eyes. Power. Hey, turn down the lights, my eyes are burning. X. Wow, I never thought someone would find this place. The two could see a window where you could see guys in white coats, but there was one in an elegant suit. Izuku. What is it, this place? This is a place of experiments where genes are studied and combined, giving countless results. Power. So Ratman, it was your work. So that's what they gave him. Yes, he used to be a human, but we combined him with a rat. That was the result we got. We released him to the Urarakas as a security measure. Izuku. And what's up with the giant rats? That's yours too. No, that was the radioactive waste we dumped. Power. If you know that all of that is illegal. I know that's why we're going to capture them and turn them into test subjects. The door was opened where uniformed soldiers came out, but the first one to cross the door was pierced by a spear made of blood. Izuku. Don't kill them, just leave them incapacitated so they can't get up again. X, do whatever you want, it will be useless to get out of here. The two had managed to get out of the room, now they were running through the halls. Izuku. We have to find that guy and dismantle the place. Oh, we can just find the exit and leave. Izuku. That's not an option. The two had to go into another hallway because guards were coming towards them. They get into a room like that losing the security guards. Izuku. We have to find the camera location so we know how to navigate in this place. Power. Yes, but we'll keep it in count. Out of nowhere they heard the safety of a gun being removed. When they turned around they could see that there was a safety, and behind it there were several screens indicating that they were where the cameras were. Safety. Stay where you can see them. Izuku. Hey, calm down, there's no need to go too far. We're just letting the cameras see where your boss is and killing him. Security. No way, I'm going to call the others to come here now. The guard, out of nervousness, dropped his communicator, causing him to get distracted, which Izuku took advantage of, knocking him out with the gun he had. Izuku. Okay, now let's see what we have here. Looking through the cameras they saw where the guy in charge of all this was, but in the other cameras they saw that there were more test subjects. The two looked at each other and then nodded. They pressed a button, making all the red lights turn on. Izuku. Well, we already know where the guy is, we just have to avoid the guards and the monsters. Power. Okay, on the count of 3, we'll get out of here as fast as possible. Izuku 1. Power 3. Power, patioed the door and the two began to run at full speed, avoiding any contact with those who worked here and their creations, until they saw a door where it said, Director. Both skidded the door. The boss was putting all the money in some suitcases until he saw the two break in, took out his gun and started shooting at them. Izuku, using his quirk, appeared behind the guy and kicked him. Power, created some blood thorns and threw them towards his leg. The thorns pierced his legs. The thorns got into his legs in the form of blood. Power, checked his fingers and blood spikes pierced his legs, immobilizing him. Already on the floor, Izuku pointed his gun at him, while Power created a knife that pointed at his throat. Izuku. Now you will tell us why you believe all this. It's not obvious. I do all this for the money. I sell my creations to the first person who gives me the most money. I don't care what they do with them or why do they buy them, as long as they keep giving me money, then everything is fine. Izuku. TKS, people like you are plagued all over the world and that disgusts me. Power. Since you seemed familiar to me, you are Kento, you are the patriarch of the Aoi Oasis. Izuku. Wait, are you telling me that the one we have here is the father of one of my classmates? Kento. I guess you're Momo's partner, who talks so much. Izuku. So that's what he says about me. Kento. That you are someone unbearable, someone who behaves like a child, an ignorant person who knows nothing about his past or what happened to his parents, living a lie all his life. Izuku. What the hell are you talking about? My parents are abroad doing their hero work. Kento. Live more in ignorance, and when you discover the truth it will hurt you even more. Everything in this world keeps secrets, and you are really good at keeping secrets, aren't you? Damn public security, I know what you truly hide, and let me tell you that every secret comes to light. Kento. If I were you, I would start running, since a girl has already been activated and has 30 seconds, tick-tock, gentlemen, tick-tock. Our protagonists, upon learning of the latter, the two ran away from there, leaving Kento, where he crawled towards his desk, where he took out a photo, where he appeared together with his wife who was holding a small girl. Kento. I'm sorry I can't be with you anymore, I hope you know how to use the inheritance. Kento notices some cameras where he was watching him directly. Kento. I hope you're happy to see your grandson. From today I submit my letter of resignation, you damn bastard. With our protagonists they were running, while the countdown to the detonation was being counted down in the corridor, there were 10 seconds left. They had reached the place where they came out, they got into the hatch and began. Now we are in the restaurant where we can see the boss, looking at the hole worriedly. Boss. It's already getting dark and they still haven't shown up. I should call the hero so they can. He couldn't finish because a big smoke came out of the hole, making the guy cough. When the smoke went away, he saw our protos, with dust, scratches, bruises, and with a traumatized face. The boss was very happy when he saw them and hugged them. "Boss. I'm glad you're okay. Tell me what you saw down there." "Izuku, we found a rat's nest. Power. And a very big one." "Boss. What happened to your young shirt?" "Izuku. The rats ate them." "Boss. Oh okay, here is your reward, 3,000 yen for you, thank you very much for your help." "Izuku, power. Thank you very much, have a nice afternoon." The two left the restaurant where they could see freedom when Aki appeared with a lollipop and a hickey on her neck. "Aki. What the hell happened to you guys? Some little rats gave you so much fight." "Izuku. The bitches put up a fight. Power. And a lot of it." "Aki. What happened to your shirt?" "Izuku. The rats ate her." "Power, take the quietest mission you can find." Power began to browse until he found it. Power. Help an old woman fix her house. Izuku. Okay, let's go. Izuku. Okay, here, I'll give you back your gun, it's empty, so you have to reload it. The three of them left the restaurant towards the location of the next mission without Aki knowing what really happened there. Chapter 7, third mission. Home. Narrator. The three had already arrived at the lady's house, they rang the bell and an old woman opened the door for them. Izuku. Good afternoon, ma'am, we came to help you at home. Old lady. Oh, how good that you're here, I was just about to go run some errands, here are the keys, on the table are all the instructions, also take advantage of using my bathroom, also if you want you can use some old clothes of my children, since I see you in a deplorable state. Old woman. What happened to them? Izuku. We had a problem on our previous mission, nothing out of the ordinary. Old woman. Okay, but there is only one rule. Never go down to the basement, that place is haunted, since at night you start to hear strange noises. Izuku. Don't worry, we won't have any problems with that. Our puff ghost as if they really existed. Old lady. Well, I'll leave my house in your care, goodbye. The old lady left there to do her errands, then Aki receives a call. Akin Halo, a building exploded in the city center, okay I'm going Theron. Aki hung up the phone and walked towards the two. Aki. Look, a problem has occurred, I'll have to leave you alone, so don't cause any damage until it's understood. Power. Don't worry, I don't feel like fighting with anyone today, no, after what happened with the rats. Izuku. Yes, me too. Now we're going to have a peaceful party. Come on, Power. I want to take a shower to get rid of all this dust I have on me. Power. I'll accompany you. Aki. Wow, and I thought that these wouldn't advance at all, but it seems I was wrong. Aki, left from there Izuku and Power, entered the house. Izuku. I'm going to the bathroom to get rid of all this dirt, you can go ahead if you want. Izuku went to the bathroom and looked at the toilet lid and took off his shoes, but the door was opened by Power. Power. Hey, can I have some of your blood? I used too much blood today and I need to restore it. Izuku. Okay, but take what you need, I don't want to dry out like last time. Power. Okay, I'll just take what's necessary. Power went into the bathroom, closed the door, focused on his legs, standing face to face, went straight to his neck, first began to lick it, then carefully sank her fangs in, and began to drink his blood. Izuku gave muffled moans, but these were not of pain, but of excitement, he could feel how the bites were becoming hot, accompanied by his body which was feeling a great heat. Izuku, out of pure instinct, began to squeeze Power's buttocks, causing her to let out some muffled moans as well. Power, stop taking Izuku's blood. Power. Your blood is still as exquisite as the first time, the poor thing. Izuku. Thanks for the compliment I guess, you know until now I've been noticing that you have a nice butt. Power. Do you really believe it? Izuku. Of course yes. Power and Izuku connected glances, becoming somewhat dazzled by the look until they began to kiss, the kiss intensified until it became a tongue fight, but they had to separate due to lack of air. Power. What do you think if we take it to the next level? Fixing his gaze on the shower. Time skips. Now we can see how our protagonists were in the shower. Izuku, he had her loaded while he penetrated her consecutively, Power could only let out moans of pleasure and hold on tightly to avoid falling. But the bathroom door was half open and an eye could be seen, apparently someone else was there and they didn't know it yet. The two had finished what they were doing and now had a new clean outfit. Izuku. How kind of the old lady to lend us something from her bathroom and give us clean clothes. Power. This time avoid breaking it to get someone's attention. Izuku. I didn't have many options, well now we start fixing these houses. Izuku took the list that was on the table, they divided the tasks, he was going to be in charge of the bottom part, while she was going to be in charge of the top part. Izuku. Okay, if we hurry up and finish, we can leave as soon as possible. Power. Hey, don't you feel like we're being watched or something? Izuku. The truth is yes, maybe it's because we still haven't gotten over what happened in the sewers. The chill ran through both of their bodies. Power grabbed their cleaning materials and went up to do their part, while Izuku also began to do his thing downstairs. He began to sweep the living room and the kitchen, while Power tidied the bedrooms. There were 3 of them, but curiously, only 2 rooms were messy. He didn't pay much attention to it, he just wanted to finish as quickly as possible. So they continued from what was left of the afternoon. Finally, they finished the entire list. They both sat on the couch, exhausted from everything they had done today. Power. I didn't know Grandma lived with someone here. Izuku. What are you talking about? Power. Well, when I went up to the top I saw 2 unmade beds and 2 bathrooms that had already been used. Izuku. Power. The old woman lives alone. Power. Oh, possibly she doesn't just use a bed, come on, let's go to the kitchen, I'm hungry. The 2 went to the kitchen and began to unpack the shelves. Power. Hey, have you noticed that the elderly buy almost all their food in cans? Spaghetti in cans, pickles in cans, ground beef in cans, etc. Izuku. I'll see what's in the refi. He opened it and didn't see much variety, becoming disappointed. Izuku. Nothing, there's nothing here. Power. Let me see, look at the refi, how strange, normally the refis tend to be more widespread, but this one. Power puts his hand inside the refrigerator, he touched the wall, a little, but the wall of the refrigerator moved, surprising them both. Power kept moving it until he could see a lot of food. Izuku. Okay, this is already weird, why would an old woman hide all that food? Power. I don't know, maybe why. At that point, a loud bang is heard from above. Izuku. Power, by chance you didn't leave something misplaced? Power. No, I left everything well organized. Izuku. The bucking mother. The 2 were carefully climbing the stairs, but saw that the bathroom door was open, they kicked the door ready for anything but saw nothing. Izuku. Ha, it was probably nothing and we're just making things up. Power. Yes, ghost please, we are children from 5-2. A shadow appears running behind them, making their skin turn white with fear. Power. I think this is the perfect time to scream. Izuku. Also scream for me, I can't because I'm scared. Power. I tried to scream, but the fear was so much that I couldn't. Power. Okay, it's time to resort to the plan I have for these cases. Now we are in the kitchen, but there was no one there until 2 voices were heard in the air. Izuku. Power, I don't think this plan of yours is going to work. Power. What are you talking about? It's foolproof. Izuku. Your plan is to hide until the old woman returns and leave the ghost to her. Power. Oh please, she's lived like this all her life, I don't think she cares about living longer. Izuku. Look, you can continue with your plan, I'll go solve this problem. Power. Wait, don't leave me here, I'll help you. Izuku comes out of a cabinet, while Power comes out of the roof and puts back the part that he removed when he came out. Power. Well, what do you suggest now? Izuku. Surely there is someone who lives here and the old woman has not realized it yet, there must be some secret entrance through this house, let's go look for it. So they began to search everywhere, without success, now they were in the room. Izuku was moving some books. Power. This is useless, leaning against a wall, we've already searched the entire house and nothing has stopped. He couldn't finish because the wall he was leaning against opened out of nowhere, causing him to fall. Izuku. Good job Power, I'm down now. Power. Oh, that hurts, damn, I can't see anything here. At that Izuku comes down, but Power sees 3 eyes, making him strange. Power. I don't know how hard he hit me on the head, but now I see 3 eyes. Izuku. Like that, you see 3 eyes. Power, close your left eye, he closes it, now close your right eye, he closes it. Now only the right eye remains, making it clear that the middle eye belongs to Izuku. Power. Ah. The guy is here, he is here. Out of nowhere a flashlight turns on, it being Izuku's, showing that the supposed eyes were nothing more than a lamp, calming them down. Izuku. Wow, this place is a whole room. There was a bed, mini fridge, ventilation, bathroom, ready-made meals, etc. Izuku. Wow, I can't imagine who would live here. Power. Large house with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and an extra room where strangers can live here without you knowing. Izuku. Damn, this place must be full of mo and eat meals, grabs a bowl of soup fry. Izuku screams and spills the beans. Izuku. Ah shit, that's hot, wait a minute, that was hot. Izuku and Power heard some footsteps, when the light came on they could see the guy. Izuku. Power. AAAAH. Type AAAH. The guy in a quick action passed through the middle of Izuku and Power. Izuku. Hey, where do you think you're going? Come back here, coward. Power. Don't let it escape, don't let it escape. The guy was approaching the exit door, but Izuku appears out of nowhere in front of him and punches him in the face, thus knocking him out. Power off. Now what do we do with it? Izuku. Easy, I'll call the police and explain everything to the old woman. The door is opened by the old woman who was bringing the food shopping. When she saw what was happening, she was surprised. Now we can see police patrols and officers taking the subject, Aki, who was talking to our protagonists. Aki. The guy they just captured was someone they wanted. They had been looking for him for weeks. Old lady. Thank you very much for your help, young people. Here is your reward. He gives them the wad of yen, which were taken by Izuku. Aki. So also have that, 4,000 yen, it's for the reward for capturing the fugitive. Power. How well we won, hahaha. Aki. Now say goodbye to the lady, I'm going to take you to the dorms, your missions for today are over. Time skips. Now we can see Izuku and Power lying in the bed they shared. Izuku. Wow, today was a very busy day. Power. Yes, so much so that I can't even move because of tiredness. Izuku. Do you want me to give you your share of the reward? Power. Give it to me later, I'm very tired. Izuku. Hey, do you want to talk about what happened in the bathroom? Power. That's it, not that's all it was, but I liked it. Do you want to repeat that? Izuku. After now I just want to sleep, good night Power. Power. Good night Izuku. Wait, if that guy was there in the house that means he could see what we were doing in the bathroom. Izuku. Shit. Chapter 8. Getting to know each other better. Narrator. It was a new day, our protagonists were asleep, but Izuku was about to fall out of bed because of a Power who unconsciously pushed him with her foot until she finally ended up throwing him out of bed, waking him up in the process. Izuku. Ah, I'm awake, he kicked me out of bed again. Gets up. If you interrupt my sleep, then I'm going to interrupt yours. Izuku proceeded to lift the bed, thus voting for Power, who woke up from the blow that was given. Power. Hey broccoli head, what the hell is wrong with you? I was having a good dream. Izuku. You woke me up from mine, don't complain. Power. Puff as if I cared about your dreams. Izuku. Whatever, I'm going to brush your as whatever you want, I'm not maahha circumflex a circumflex. Izuku falls back to the ground because of something that only caused him to stumble. When he saw what it was, he got angry. Izuku. Power, how many times do I have to tell you, don't leave your underwear in the room for God's sake. Izuku throws a bra in Power's face. Power. You better watch where you walk, what kind of hero doesn't look where he walks, and more so if he wants to be the #1 hero, no, how bad, society is lost. Izuku. No, rather you watch where you put or throw your things, you damn idiot. Power. I'm out of place. Don't make me laugh. I remind you that we did it in the bathtub, an old lady, and I remind you that you were the one who initiated it. Izuku. Well, who was the one who played along with me? You could have stopped, but you didn't want me to stick it in you like a bitch in heat. Power. How did you tell me? I dare you to say it. Come on, say it again to my face if you have the balls to do it. Izuku. You're a bitch in heat. Power gets up from the ground and rushes at Izuku, thus starting a fight. Outside the room Jiro was passing, but then he heard a noise in Izuku's room. To see if he was okay, he glued his connectors to the door. The next thing he could hear was some moans, then more noise like things falling, a bed creaking, and some phrases taken out of context. Lemon skipped. The two changed, once done they went downstairs where they saw the rest, but Momo, you could see she was sad. Izuku. Good morning guys, how are you today, Momo? Momo. What do you think? My father died yesterday. His building collapsed with him thanks to a bomb. Izuku. Oh, sorry, it's a great tragedy, right? Power. Power. Yes, I hope they find those responsible for this horrible event. Mina. What else is known, Momo? Momo. Well, further down the building they found a secret door where they could see that it was a laboratory where illegal experiments were carried out. Ida. Seriously, but what was he doing? Momo. It's still unknown, my mother wants us to go with my grandmother. When things calm down I'll come back. Duru. And when are you leaving? Momo. I'm leaving this afternoon, I just came to say goodbye, my butlers are coming for my things. Uraraka. Momo, we're all really going to miss you here. Power. Whispering, we told him that we were the ones who witnessed his father's death. Izuku. Whispering, no way, we'd be in serious trouble if the others found out, we have to leave it as if it was a terrorist attack, nowadays it's easy to blame the Arabs. Jiru. Wait, how did these two have something to do with the death of Momo's father? I need to know what else these two knowed. Ida. Aizawa-sensei, you already know about this. Momo. Yes, he and the principal were the first to know, so they decided to suspend classes. Izuku. It's a shame but Power and I are leaving now. Mina. Wait, where are you going? Izuku. Well, if I want this girl to leave, we have to get along, and what better way than getting to know each other. Asui. But Momo, she needs us to show that she can count on us. Izuku. Well, that's what you're here for, isn't it? Besides, power isn't part of this, and I'm not interested in your emotional problems, so goodbye. The two left the dorms, heading towards the subway, where they would take a train that would take them to the city. Time skips. Our protagonists were already in the city, they were looking for what to do, or what to talk about, they hardly had much to talk about. Power. Hey Broccoli, why don't you tell me a little about your parents? I know you haven't told me much about them. Izuku. Well, my parents are doing various hero missions around the world, ever since I can remember, the only thing I have to remember their faces is a photo of them. Power. Have you tried to make a video call with them? Izuku. Yes, I've tried, but they say they're too busy for a call, they can only send me those letters. Power. Doesn't it seem strange to you what your partner's father told you in that building? Izuku. The truth is I try not to give it so much thought, but there's a part of me that wants to know more about what he tried to do to me, to say. Izuku. What about you? He also said that public security also had secrets to hide. You know about that. Power. I'm still a novice, I'm limited in various pieces of information and sections of the department, so I don't know much. Izuku. Uff, what a dilemma, well, next question, what are the things you like? Power. I like cats, food that doesn't have any vegetables, blood, especially yours of course, and that's all there is of you. Izuku. Well, I like Katsuden, animals, heroes, my family. Izuku. What do you dislike? Power. Several things, for example vegetables, and humans, and you. Izuku. The villains, injustice, Bakugo, perverts, etc. Power. Very well, we are getting to know each other, what are you going to do when all this is over? Izuku. What do you mean? Power. The reason we're here is so we can get along, what are you going to do once I leave? Izuku. Well, let's enjoy my peace again without having to put up with a crazy woman. Power. Hey, be careful what you say, we're getting along, don't ruin the moment. Izuku. Haha, sorry, he starts caressing part of her chin, making her feel strange. Power. Hey, what the heck are you doing? Izuku. You know, when you put your mind to it, you can be cute right now. Power. Don't say that, it embarrasses me. Izuku. Well then I'll stop. Power squeezes his hand. Power. I didn't tell you to stop either, you'll stop until I say so. Izuku. Haha, it's okay. Izuku. I feel like eating something sweet, do you want some too? Power. Yes, how about we go for some ice cream? There's an ice cream shop nearby next to a playground. Izuku. Okay, let's go there. The two headed to the ice cream shop which wasn't far away, arriving quickly they chose their ice creams, paid for them, and went to the park to sit on a bench that was there. Izuku. Tell me, who did you live with before your transfer? Power. Lived with Aki and Denji, they also work in public security. Izuku. Aki, I've met him before, but not Denji that well, but I have to imagine that he's just like you, deranged. Power. Yes, I see him as a brother, and Aki, I see him as the one who takes care of us. You could say he's like our older brother, so to speak. Izuku. That must be nice. Power. You should from time to time, but tell me how you get along with your other colleagues. Izuku. The truth is, I don't even know, I believe that we exchanged a few words, but from there we didn't go any further. I don't think I trust them enough to tell them more about myself, nor do they trust me. Power. What about me? You don't trust me either. Izuku. It's different with you. I think I'm starting to like you, so to speak. Power. Of course I'm the power, everyone wants to be by my side. Izuku. Tell me, and do you like me or do you still find me irritating? Power. Not as much as before, I'm already starting to get used to having you by my side. Izuku. I'm glad to hear that. Power. Hey, what do you think if we go play in the games? Izuku. Don't you think we're too old for that? Power. I don't think you're ashamed, besides there's no one here, come on, let's have fun. Izuku. Well, if you insist so much, we should have fun then. The two of them spent the whole day playing on the park games until evening fell where they returned to the dorms. Seeing that there was no one there, they went straight to the bedroom they were sharing. The two of them threw themselves into bed, exhausted after playing all day. Izuku. Uff, I'm so tired. Power. I've never been this tired before. Izuku. I'm planning on going to take a bath. Do you want to go first? Power. What do you think if we both bathe together? Izuku. Oh, where did all that confidence come from? Power. Please don't come to me with that. We did it in a grandmother's house while a criminal watched us. Izuku. Haha, you're right. Let's go bathe together. At that moment, the door is opened by Jiru, who could be seen to be serious, but with a small blush on her face. Jiru. Very well, you two, it's time for you to tell me what this has to do with the death of Momo's father, right now. Izuku power. Shit takes us, he found us out. Chapter 9 The Notice. Note. The festival and internships were already done, but Director Nezu postponed the camp date due to the attack on Hosu, which is why the camp trip was delayed. We see the two walking towards school. Power. Because we have to go to that school full of nerds, we should be doing missions. Izuku. There are no missions today, and Izawa-sensei has a statement to give. Power. I still think it was a bad idea to tell your partner what happened in that building. Izuku. Don't worry, I know Jiru, she's not the type to snitch on people she cares about. Power. And because you matter to her. Izuku. Let's say that in the past we were something. Power. Wait, you're telling me she was your girlfriend? Izuku. Let's say yes. Power. So it was your first time with her? Izuku. No, I had my first kiss with her, you were my first time. Power. And what is the reason why they broke up? Izuku. In the end, I wasn't what she was looking for, so she decided to break up with me. It was painful for a while, but I made peace with her, and everything is fine. Power. I didn't know that part of you, sucked broccoli. Izuku. Haha, what can I say? I'm a box full of surprises. Power. Hey, do you know what your sensei is going to say? Izuku. I really don't know, we'll know once we get to the classroom. The two continued walking until they reached their classroom where everyone was there, they went to sit down and continued with their conversation. Shoto. Those two are getting closer and closer. Asui. Yes, they don't fight as much as in the beginning when they fought over even the most insignificant thing that came to mind. Mineta. How I envy Midoriya, not only does he spend his time with that beauty, but he even sleeps with her, who knows how many things they haven't done in that time on. Suddenly Mineta was hit by Asui. Asui. At this point in life, this is already becoming routine, and that is worrying. Mina. It's a shame that Momo had to leave. We'll miss her. Izuku. Hey, some of you know more about your father's case. Iida. He made a living by experimenting and then selling them on the black market. Power. Because the biggest pharmaceutical companies always do shady things like that. Izuku. Who knows, I wouldn't know how to tell you. At that Professor Izawa enters and everyone goes to their places. Izawa. Good morning everyone, as you know, you were notified that I would give an announcement, well that announcement is that tomorrow will be the trip to the camp. Denki. But sensei, it wasn't that it had been cancelled because of the previous attacks. Izawa. That's what we were planning to do, but we better let things calm down so we can make the trip. Iida, please distribute the signatures. They have to bring them signed by their parents, it's a permission slip. Izawa. Also, those who performed poorly in my class will be tested by me, so you better get ready because I don't intend to be merciful. Some students trembled with fear as they knew perfectly well what their sensei was like with those who failed his class. Izuku. That's great, my grades are outstanding, what luxuries can those with great brains afford? Power. Hey, what's going on at that camp? Izuku. According to what I heard, it's as part of your training in quirk reinforcement, in a type of search something like this is the first time we go. Power. Well, I hope it's worth going. I've been really bored these days. I need some damn action. Izuku. Calm your anxiety woman, we will not know when the League of Villains will attack again, we must be prepared. Power. Well, they're already taking too long, don't you think? Izuku. And let them continue like this, the last time I saw something of them the hero killer almost killed me along with two other companions, because of the stupidity of one of them. Power. You would have left them to their fate. Izuku. I couldn't, not because we're close, it was because it was the right thing to do, I'm applying to be a hero, and I have to behave like one. Right. Power. Maybe you're right, I joined public security only because they promised me a house and food, and that's how it was, honestly don't expect much from my broccoli, I don't like to make an effort for anything, when I want something I want it in a snap. Izuku. Well, you could say that you're like a girl in a teenager's body, which isn't that much of a difference between those stages. Izuku. Well, changing the subject, what do you want to do after class? Power. What do you think if whispers we repeat it again, since I'm bored I want to entertain myself in another way. Izuku. Whispering okay, but we have to go to a hotel in the dorms it's not safe, they can discover us. Power. Whispering okay, but this time I'm going to make you come first. Izuku. PFFF keep dreaming darling, keep dreaming. Once the class was over they went to the cafeteria where the two of them went to sit. Izuku was eating his katsudon, but he saw how Power put some vegetables on his plate. Izuku. You should start eating your vegetables, they are good for your health. Power. No, never, I hate vegetables, I don't like their taste. Izuku. That doesn't make sense what you're saying. Power. What are you talking about? Izuku. What I mean is that you devour me well since in your words I am a broccoli and broccoli is a vegetable. Power. Hey, don't confuse one thing with the other. Izuku. Besides, you like to eat my carrot, you actually ask me for more carrot. Power. I told you not to confuse one thing with the other. Izuku. Haha, I tried that, but it's fun to get like that, try not to scream so loud, I don't want them to think you're crazy, even though you already are. Power. There will come a day when I get fed up with you, and what I'm going to do is suck all your blood until I leave you completely dry. Izuku. Okay, I'll take it into account, but just one suggestion. I'd like you to start at the bottom, if you know what I mean. Power. I hope you fall from a third floor and that you fall on your face. Izuku. You better stop dreaming and start eating your food because recess is almost over. The two continued eating. There were times when Power wanted to take the meat away from Izuku, but he wouldn't let him. Once the break was over, they went to the classroom to continue with the classes. Classes continued normally, but when the bell rang indicating that classes had ended, Power quickly got up from his seat and took Izuku away. Izuku. Hey, wait, what's your hurry? Power. My rush is that I want to get some action. Izuku. Okay, but first let's go change our clothes. We don't have to look so desperate. Power. But we have to change quickly because boredom is killing me. The two went to their room to change their clothes. Izuku was wearing a mask, a green sweater, wide black pants, green glasses, and his hairstyle was different than usual. Power, she was dressed in a long white jacket, a black neckline, and blue jeans. Power. Now we can go. Izuku. Of course, let's go. Power takes Izuku's hand and they run to the elevator where they went down to the top floor, there were all the classmates. Mina. Midori, it's great that you're here. We were thinking of having a movie night. Someone wants to join us. Izuku. Oh, I'm really sorry Mina, but Power wants to take me to meet his friends, so maybe I'll come back tomorrow. Mina. Well, okay, have a good time Midori. Power didn't let him say goodbye, he took him back to the race. Shoto. Hey, where did those two go without saying goodbye? Asui. And why were they in such a hurry? Mina. Power took Midori to meet some friends, said she would come tomorrow. But Izuku and Power, they had arrived at the first hotel they saw. They went to the receptionist and asked for a room for the whole night. She gave them the keys. Then they went to the room. Just by locking the door, Power pounced on Izuku and they started kissing. Izuku threw Power onto the bed, he took off his sweater, he was taking off his shirt, but he took out a condom. Izuku. Tell me, do you want it with or without a condom? It's your decision. Power. Forget that bucking plastic, I want you to put it in me dry, feel how your semen invades every part of my insides. Izuku. Well, don't blame me for your decisions later. Izuku threw away the condom, took off his shirt, Power took off his jacket, then her cleavage showing her gifted breasts. Izuku, we opened the zipper of his pants, then he took out his cock, showing how well endowed he was down there. Power. Shit, I'm still surprised at how big he is. Lemon skipped. Izuku. Power, I'm about to come again, are you ready for it? Power. Of course, besides I'm also about to come, let it all out inside me. It only took a few thrusts for the two of them to finally come. Power fell on top of Izuku, exhaling air from exhaustion. Izuku. That was fun, do you want to try it again? Power could only give a smile of affirmation. Time skips. It was a new day, our protagonists were sleeping in the hotel bed, they ended up doing so almost the whole night, now they were starting to wake up because of the alarm clock that was in the room. Power. Hey, turn that off, I want to keep sleeping. Izuku. I'm coming, turns it off I wonder what time it is, looks at the time, shit it's 12:30 in the afternoon, we should get out of here. Power. But I want to keep sleeping. Izuku. Me too, but it's better to go before they kick us out of here. Power. Growls, okay let's change and get out of here. The two put on their clothes, but not before taking a bath, they went to the reception and paid for their stay there, when they left their Power, began to walk in another direction missing Izuku. Izuku. Power, the UA that gives over there, where it's going. Power. This is Denji and Aki's apartment. I want to check on them and see if I can go for Nyako. Izuku. I guess Nyako is your cat. Power. That's right, because you're jealous that someone else is taking your attention away from me. Izuku. Haha, you wish, let's go to your brother's house before it gets too late. The two set off towards Aki and Denji's apartment. Well, with the aforementioned. Denji. So you're going to Power to give him Nyako, you can't just send him a message. Aki. You forgot that she always breaks the phones we always give her, and why don't you do this? Denji. I can't, since I'm going with Makima to a parents' meeting, Neuta, they got her in trouble. Aki. You don't mean she got into trouble. Denji. My daughter is a saint, just like her mother, it was surely her classmates who were jealous of her. Aki. I still can't believe that you have conquered Miss Makima and on top of that you have a daughter. When they told me that, I thought that Himeno had given me the wrong cigarettes. Denji. What can I say? I'm quite a gentleman. At that the door is opened by Power. Denji. I thought I never had to see her again in my entire life. Aki. This is just temporary Denji, keep enjoying it while you can. Power. How are you both? I was passing by with the underdeveloped broccoli. I came to see how you were doing and to see if I could take Nyako. Denji. That's what it was going to be, Aki. Aki. Here, thanks for making things easier for me. Power. Nyako, my life, tell me how these savages have treated you. They haven't done anything bad to you. Denji. Hey, at least a thank you, no, we've been taking care of him all this time. Aki. Sorry, we have, as far as I remember I have been taking care of him all this time. Power. Hey, if you're going to start fighting, do it after I've left here. Aki. By the way, where is Midoriya? Power. Well, he's helping an old lady carry some groceries from the market. Aki. It was to be expected, the few times I've seen him, it seems that he's going to be a great hero, but that worries me. Power. Hey, why do you say that? Aki is seen as great heroes like him end up dead for suspicious reasons, those kinds of heroes have an unbreakable will to do the right thing, so powerful people decide to kill them. Aki. I would tell him not to stick his nose where it doesn't belong, but he wouldn't listen to me, I just hope he doesn't end up dead. Power. I don't think he'll die so easily. He's a tough nut to crack. He always finds a way out of a problem, no matter how serious the issue is. Aki. Well, I'm just telling you to be careful and that he should be too, especially because a relative of Midoriya is someone that if I tell you, you won't believe me. Denji. Hey, how is it that you know all that and we don't? Aki. You are still new, you need to increase your status to be given that kind of information. Power. Anyway, I'm going with Nyako. It's good that everything is okay and you didn't kill each other. Aki. I have no shortage of desire to do it. Denji. The feeling is mutual, pigtails. Before they started their fight, Power said goodbye to the men left with Nyako, outside Izuku could be seen, arriving. Power. Very well, let's go. Izuku. I wanted to meet them so quickly. Power. Those two were about to start one of their fights. Izuku. So he is Nyako caresses him, it's quite adorable. Power. Right. Well, now let's go to the UA. I'm still a little sleepy from all the action last night. The two headed towards the UA, but Power remembered the conversation he had with Aki a little while ago. Power. Hey Izuku, what would happen if you found something illegal and it was being handled by a person with a lot of influence in the world, would you do the right thing, or would you turn a blind eye? Izuku. What are you talking about? Of course I would act. I am a hero. I can't turn a blind eye because that would go against my ideals and my teachings. Power. Regardless of who is in charge. Izuku. Even if that didn't matter, I would act. I prefer death to standing there watching and doing nothing. Power. There is no doubt you will be a great hero in the future, but that is if you try not to die. Izuku. Perhaps the great Power, who hates humans, is worrying about one right now. Power. Hey, don't ruin the moment with one of your stupid things. Right now you want to. Izuku. Haha, it's okay, sorry. So the two continued their walk while talking about anything that came to mind to these two crazy people. Chapter 10 The Camp Part 1. Narrator. We see our protagonists arriving at the bedrooms, but upon entering they didn't see anyone, they thought they would be in their rooms, so they went to theirs, but not before checking the kitchen to be able to eat something, successfully found. Izuku. Power. Something's wrong, Izuku. Izuku. I don't know, but I feel like we're forgetting something very important. Power. I always forget things, I just let them come back on their own, I know that the less I think about it, they'll come when you least expect it. Izuku. No, but I really feel like it's something very important. Power, what day is today? Power. Today is Tuesday the 3rd, I don't remember anything important on this date. Izuku. Shit, today was the trip to the camp. Power. So that was what we were forgetting, well since. Izuku. Since Power has your things ready, let's go to the camp. Power. Because we should go. We have the whole facility to ourselves and you want to go so that at least you know where it is. Izuku. 1. If we don't go, we'll be in serious trouble when they come, and 2. They sent me their location, so get your clothes ready because we're leaving. Power. Hey, what about Nyako? We can't just leave him. Izuku. Well, we'll take it, and whoever has a problem with that, well, let them have lead. The two finished their food, then prepared their things. Once done, the two went to the teacher's parking lot. Power. Hey Izuku, why are we in a teacher's parking lot? Izuku. Well, Dad always parks his car here, and if something happened, he left me some copies of his car. Power. You know how to drive. Izuku. More or less, you could say, enough talk, let's get in the car. The two put their things in the trunk and get in the car, then Izuku starts it. But Aizawa, he was watching his students all exhausted from passing through the forest full of traps, but then you open your eyes. Mandalay. Something's wrong, Aizawa. Aizawa. I don't know, but I feel a disturbance in the force, and somehow my car is involved in this. Manadale. Aren't you getting high again? Aizawa. I quit that habit when I was left in charge of Izuku. Manadale. By the way, how is he? I don't see him anywhere. Aizawa. He went out last night with a friend and didn't come back. When he comes back, I'm going to punish him. Manadale. Don't be so hard on him, he's at that stage where they want to go out everywhere, and by the way, he went out with a friend and hasn't returned it, don't you think that? Aizawa. No, my child wouldn't be capable of that. Mandalay. Please, they're teenagers, their hormones are also raging. Besides, you're forgetting when we used to go on getaways. By the way, my proposal is still open for us to get back together. Aizawa. You know my answer is no, not after what happened, it was my fault that you walked away from me. Mandalay. Shota, you know I forgave you a long time ago. You were suffering from his loss. Aizawa. Maybe you've forgiven me for not forgiving myself. I feel like I don't deserve you after how I treated you in the past. Aizawa, he begins to leave from there because the atmosphere was getting uncomfortable and melancholic for him. Aizawa. Also, as the saying goes, a man who cannot love himself will find it impossible to love or be loved by others. Mandalay. Aizawa, I just hope you've told Izuku, I feel like he's going to find out in a not so nice way. But Izuku and Power. They were stuck in the 5 o'clock traffic, Izuku was starting to get desperate since every minute he delayed, his punishment would increase. Izuku. Sighs, damn, we're going to be here for a few hours. Power, she was watching videos through Izuku's phone while petting Nyako, who did not oppose the caresses given by her owner. Power. Calm down man, the more you worry the harder it will be to get out of here. Izuku. I notice you are very relaxed, unlike the previous days. Power. Well, with that tremendous buck you gave me last night, my boredom, fatigue and stress from lack of action went down, making me feel fresher than a lettuce. Power. But not you, and that's despite the fact that you're similar to a vegetable, hahaha. Izuku. Seriously, what's up with my hair? I should cut it or put a different color on it. Power. If you were to do that, what color would you put in your hair? Izuku. I don't know, I think the white one. Power. Haha. Izuku. Now what are you laughing at? Power. I'm just imagining what you would look like with white hair, if you were broccoli, you would become a cauliflower, or a cloud with legs hahaha oh, you would look like a sheep hahaha. Izuku. Oh, it can't be, I'm destined to be mocked. Hey, Power, have you ever suffered from bullying or something like that? Power. Puff in hell, she was the most feared demon, all the lower medium rank demons ran away from me just by feeling my presence. Power. Because maybe you also suffered from bullying. Izuku. You could say yes, they bothered me saying that my parents didn't love me and that's why they never came to any event or meeting, that only my uncles and aunts came. Power. Tell me, by any chance did your parents or uncles ever tell you how you were born or a video of that day? Izuku. The truth is that there is no record of that, I think it was an early delivery, what's the question? Power. Well, as you know, demons can detect what is human and what is not, but in you it is different, one part is yours and the other I cannot recognize, so I will ask you this question, Izuku Midoriya, are you a real human? Izuku. What are you talking about? Power, of course I'm human, I was born through my father and mother, I know what I am. Power. Well, it was just a question, but don't get mad. It just seemed a little strange to me, since I'm very good at recognizing human sense, and yours just seemed strange to me. Izuku. Well, there's a first time for everything. Also, I'm sorry if I got angry. It's been years since I saw my parents. I really miss them. Power. Well, why don't you talk to them? Izuku. I already told you I can't, the only one who can talk to them is my father Aizawa, only to give him information about their cases. Power. Well, why don't you grab his phone? Izuku. I can't ask him, he'll tell me that's what I have mine for, or if I tell him my reason he'll say that they're too busy. Power. And who said that we are going to ask him because I don't? Izuku. You're not talking about. Power. That's right, we're going to steal it. Izuku. Power, we can't do that, he'll get really angry if he finds out. Power. Don't worry, once you finish making the call, we'll return it without you noticing. Izuku. But how do you think you can take it away from him? He always carries it with him. Power. Don't worry, leave it to Power, she's always good at stealing things. Izuku. Okay, but how do you think you can give it back to him without him noticing? Power. Easy, we'll give it to him personally, then we'll blame someone in your class. Tell me who in your class your father dislikes the most. Izuku. Power, that's wrong, I can't do that, that would be wrong. Mineta and Denki are the ones my father dislikes the most. Power. Well, it's decided, I'm going to make him have that call with your parents. Izuku. Because you help me, at least you know that you're going to get into trouble if they discover you, right? Power. I know, but I don't care. My boss is a sociopath and manipulator. Izuku. At least you know what those two words mean. Also, the sociopath here would be you. The manipulative one would be your boss. And also, thank you for wanting to help. I promise I'll reward you well. Power. I like the sound of that reward. But the others? They were enjoying a dinner that the hussy cats had made for them for their first day at camp. Ida. Wow, today was a tiring day. The teachers offered to make dinner. Zero. Yes, but only the first day. We'll have to do the rest of the day ourselves. Mina. What are you complaining about? My head hurts from the exam Izawa-sensei gave us. Hiroshima. I've never forced myself to use my brain like I did in that exam, to be honest. Duru. By the way Ida, you already know something about Izuku, it's incredible that he forgot something like that. Asui. Have you noticed that Izuku has changed his attitude a little? Shoto. Now that you mention it, you're right. I see that he wants to do crazier things than he used to do. Jiru. Also, do you think Izuku knows where he came from, what happened to his parents, and who killed them? Shaoji. The way things are going, I doubt they'll tell him. They'd rather keep it a secret forever than tell him. Uraraka. Don't you think it's better for us to tell him right away? It would be the best thing. Shoto. Uraraka, we already talked about that topic doesn't concern us, it concerns the teachers since they are Izuku's family, they have to tell them if they don't tell them. Ida. We'd better finish eating. Professor Izawa said tomorrow is going to be a tiring day, so let's finish quickly. So everyone continued eating, once that was done they went to their cabins which were divided into sleeping. Time skips. 12:33 a.m. It was already morning, everyone was already sleeping, but at the entrance of the place we see a car parked behind the bus. Izuku gets out of the car, with a tired face, goes to the other door, opens it and sees Power asleep, with Nayako lying on it. Izuku Power, get up, we're here. Power I don't want to, I'm sleepy, how about you carry me and Nayako? Izuku. But how do I carry both of them at the same time? Now you can see Izuku carrying Power while wearing a fanny pack where he had Nayako, then he jumped the door and continued on his way, but accidentally stepped on a lacer, but he only realized when the alarm started to sound. Izuku. Now what the buck active? Power. Asleep no swearing, I don't want my Nayako to swear so young. Izuku. The donkey spoke through his ears, I better hurry before they realize I just arrived. Izuku started running, but some earth golems appeared out of nowhere. Izuku. Power, I would really appreciate it if you could help me right now. Power. Asleep I'm sorry but the great Power is not available right now. Please come back later. Izuku. Damn, listen, I'm a UA student. My classmate and I just arrived. We had a setback in the weather that prevented us from coming with the others, but now we're here, so I would really appreciate it if you could let us in. The golems only roared in response, indicating that they were going to attack him. Izuku. You know, I don't know why I bothered to reason with you, honestly. Izuku. It's good that I trained my legs yesterday, along with my leg fighting skills. The teachers had gathered to see what the situation was. Mandalay. Is it a villain attack again? Izawa. No, this time we'll make sure no one finds out about this. Pixie Bob. My golems are taking care of whatever came in, but I don't know how long they'll last. At that moment, half a golem falls in front of them. Ragdoll. Something is approaching. 3 life signs were detected, but the third was someone under the Izawa. Tiger, Ragdoll, if whatever is coming overtakes us, you evacuate the students. Everyone was in battle position, they could see a 2-headed shadow, glowing eyes on its stomach, but when the shadow came out of the darkness and was illuminated by the moonlight, they could see Izuku, who was still carrying Power, and Nayako. Izuku. Hello dad, hello aunts, and hello uncle, sorry for the delay, some inconveniences arose along the way. Izawa if it's just Izuku devil boy you are in big trouble right now. Izuku? Well, it was to be expected that this was going to happen. Now we can see Izuku in power, who was carrying Nayako. They were in the kitchen while they were interrogated by Izawa and Mandalay. The others went to calm the students who had been awakened by the alarms. Izawa. So tell me young man why you weren't there in the morning when everyone was getting on the bus. Izuku. Well power, he invited me to meet his brothers and well we liked each other, it got late and I stayed to sleep with them. Izawa. How do I know you're not lying to me right now? Izuku. No, how can you lie to the person who took care of me with so much effort? Power, right. We only went to your brother's house, right? Power. Ah yes, it's not like we're lying and that we actually went to a hotel just to have hex all night, not like you think. Izuku just gave a facepalm for the big mistake that Power said, now he could see himself crucified like Jesus and his father would be the Roman who would crucify him. Mandalay. There we go Izawa, leave them so you don't forget our night arrivals, or maybe you forgot all that. Izawa could only blush but then shook his head, removing his blush. Izawa. Look, it's too late. Go to sleep tomorrow. I'll have your punishment ready when you wake up. Now go to your cabins. Izuku took Power along with Nayako and left there using his quirk. Izawa. Sighs this boy is going to give me grey hair one day. Manatale. Wow Izuku, he's really grown a lot in these years. Izawa. Don't even mention it, let's go to sleep, tomorrow will be a long day. Mandalay. You're right, you know I feel a little lonely, what do you think if he sleeps with? Izawa. Mandalay, don't look for someone better than me, I already had my chance and I wasted it, I'm no longer worthy of being with you, good night. Izawa left there, leaving Mandalay alone. Mandalay. Izawa, you're an idiot, the only person I'm going to love is you, why don't you realize that? Besides, I already forgave you a long time ago. Afterwards she went to sleep, leaving the place alone with the lights off. Chapter 11 Camp Part 2 Final Part. Narrator. It was a new day, all the students of Class 1A were leaving their cabins, their teachers woke them up, first they told them to go take a bath, to get rid of the sleepiness. Now everyone was arriving at the training place that was outdoors, but they were very surprised to see Izuku in Power, but only that they were somewhat busy. Izawa. Tell me, now you regret having arrived early. Izuku was still telling him, who was doing push-ups while on his back, he held a pile of thick logs and a Power, who had a backpack full of stones. Izuku. I'm not one of those who ever regrets. Izawa. So that's how it is, Triger, put more wood on it. Tiger grabbed a pile of wooden logs and arranged them, giving them to Power to hold, increasing the weight even more, making Izuku almost hit his face against the grass, but he quickly recovered. Power. I accept my back and my arms are starting to hurt. Izuku. And what about me? I'm the one holding all this shit up. Hey Power, is it me? Or have you gained a little more weight? Power. Are you calling me fat, damn it? Izuku. I didn't call you fat, rather you were the one who called yourself fat. Power. But you gave me the idea, so if you're calling me fat, you'll see right now. Hey, you put more logs on this idiot. Tiger just turned to look at Izawa who just nodded, so he put more logs on Izuku. Izuku. Damn Power, you're going to pay me for this. Power. I want to see you try, with your arms and back in tatters, hahaha. Izuku. It doesn't matter if my body is destroyed if it's to kick your ass, I'm going to draw strength from the deepest recesses of my being, you damn miserable drag. Ijiru. Izawa sensei, who is passing by here. Izawa. Students, it's good that you're here. I'm simply educating my son for being irresponsible with his academic duties. I'm making him accept his mistake, but he doesn't want to. Ida. Sensei, may I know what time Midoriya and Power arrived? Izawa. They arrived very early, around 12:39, around there. Izuku. Hey, it's not my fault that the traffic gets really bad at 6, blame the city for not making more streets. Izawa. Sometimes I wonder when you'll stop acting childish and accept your mistakes and stop blaming others. Power. Yes, that job is supposed to be mine, I'm the best at it. Izuku. Power, if you're not going to help, you'd better stay quiet. Power force me dog. Izuku couldn't take it anymore and ended up collapsing to the ground, Power released the log she was holding on Izuku's head. Izuku. Power, with all due respect, I hope your ass burns in hell because I'm going to send you there with a punch to the face. Power. Now, why are you so aggressive today? Maybe your period has already come. Power started pulling his hair, annoying him even more. Power. Come on, tell me Oni-chan, tell me Oni-chan. Izuku Sueltamee circumflex a circumflex a circumflex a circumflex. Power. Ha 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 how I enjoy bothering you broccoli ha 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 ha. Tiger. Wow, they really get along. Izawa. And you haven't seen them get along so well. Elsewhere. We focused on a laboratory where Dr. Garaki was, behind him was Afo. Afo? Tell me doc, how are the specimens going? Garaki. Oh they're doing great, each one has a different quirk, but they're all equally powerful, they have all martial arts techniques implanted in their brains, whether boxing or any other. Afo. That's good to know, one more thing doctor, how's it going with the substance? Garaki. The substance is almost complete, with this our specimens will live to old age, including you know who. Afo. Perfect, but I would like it to be expedited a little. I feel that the meeting with my nemesis is approaching. The League is already in camp. I was taken by surprise. I thought it had been cancelled, but thanks to my influence, I was able to find out about it. Iraqi. Sir, but how will we know that this plan will work? What happens if he refuses? Afo. Well, if that happens, press that button and you'll see how he falls along with the creations. Returning to the others. Izawa. Very well, this is how it will be, the Hussy Cats team. Will be in charge of training them, while I train these two referring to Izuku and Power. Izuku. I know what you're planning, but I'm not going to regret it. You're never going to make me regret it, hahaha. Izawa. That's about to be seen, brat. The teachers took some of the other students away, while leaving Izuku and Power alone with Izawa. Power, seeing the situation he was in, began to take slow steps back, turned around and started walking, but before he could move away, Izawa grabbed the collar of his shirt from behind. Izawa. And where you think you're going, you also have some blame, so you're also going to suffer along with Izuku. Power. Hey, because I'm not even your student so you can punish me, you can't do that. Izawa. Not before, but now we do. We received a message from your boss that if you behaved badly we would punish you. So, one more complaint and I will increase the severity of your training. Power. Don't you know who I am? I am the blood demon, the most fearsome of my race. You should bow down before me. Izawa. Now I'm going to increase your training by 2%. Izuku. Hey, why am I not the one complaining? Izawa. No, but as always they walk together even if they pull each other's hair, I don't know, they separate, so I take them as one. Power. This isn't going to stay like this, you heard me? I promise I'll get my revenge. Izawa. Now I'm going to increase it by 5 circumflex euro cents a circumflex euro cents. Izuku Power yes, YSO a circumflex a circumflex a circumflex. Izawa. 1 for wasting more of my time and for threatening your now teacher. Power was going to protest more but was silenced by Izuku, but only for him to trip and fall on top of her, causing them to end up kissing in front of Izawa, who only broke the pencil he had. Izawa. Now it will be an 11 for exhibitionism in front of his teacher and for using me as a form of mockery to kiss in front of me. Izawa. Now I want you to get up, I don't intend to have any mercy on you rebellious and horny boys, now walk or I'm going to increase your training even more than I've already increased it. Time skips. Now we can see everyone in the hot springs, but they were divided girls with girls and boys with boys. But the boys kept looking at a fixed point and that was Izuku, who hasn't moved since the teacher threw him into the hot springs, he's just kept floating. Zero. Hey, I'm sure he's still alive. He's been like this for a while now, I'm already worried. Hiroshima. Someone move him to see if he's alive. Ajirio. Iida, go move him to see if he's still alive. Iida. What, and why me? Shoto. You are the class president, so at least honor your position by doing that at least. Iida. Okay approaches Izuku. Hey Midoriya, are you still alive? There was no response. Hey now we are all really worried. Iida was getting closer to Izuku, he decided to touch him, but he touched him in a part where he was hurt, causing him to wake up abruptly. Izuku a circumflex a circumflex a circumflex. Iida a circumflex a circumflex a circumflex. Everyone a circumflex a circumflex a. On the girl's side. Phew. Wow, those boys are really noisy. Mina. I wonder what happened to make them scream. Power. It was probably nothing, humans tend to get scared very easily. Toru. By the way Power, what is your current relationship with Izuku? Power. What do you mean by current ratio? Mina. So yes, are they still friends or are they something more? Power. With that broccoli head, puff, please, I would never be with him. I accept that he is cute, handsome, knows how to cook, attentive, and has a good body. Starts to fantasize about when they had hex. The girls were watching as Power blushed, babbling, and drool came out of his mouth. Mina. And then I'm the crazy one who doesn't like these two. I have an idea. Hey Power, so you don't care that I asked Midori out on a date? Power. Do that and you won't wake up alive. Mina. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. I just wanted to try you. Power. So what? Mina. How jealous you are of him, and boy do you like him. Power. I don't like it, damn it. Uraraka. So what is your favorite color? Power. Is the turquoise blue. Duru. Favorite animal? Power. The albino tiger. Jiru. Favorite food? Power. It's the katsudon, he likes it to be medium, neither too cold nor too hot. Asui. What is the most intimate thing you know about him? Power. The most intimate thing I know about him is that he would like to make love with someone who has cosplay of his waifus. Mina. Okay, it's a fact. Power, you really like Midori. Power. Listen to me, just because I spend my time thinking about him, I know everything about him, also when my heart races when I get close to him, or when I blush when he says nice things about me, and that I spend a lifetime together, does not mean that I like him, it is clear. Power, he was left thinking about everything he had just said. Power. Shit, I really fell in love with a broccoli. Duru. It's good that you finally accepted, friend, now what are you going to do? Power. Well, I honestly don't know, how do I know this isn't something temporary, or just a whim of mine? Mina. Well, you'll have to find out for yourself. Power. But how, I don't know where to start. Uraraka. Don't worry, possibly all your doubts will be resolved when you see Izuku in trouble, there you will feel a great pang, and you will run towards him out of nowhere to save him or help him. Uraraka. When you do that, then it's because you're truly in love with him. Power. But what if he doesn't feel the same way about me? Uraraka. Well, I don't know what to tell you. If I told you the above, it's because I see a lot of anime with love plots, but hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So everyone continued until night came. Izuku was about to go to dinner with his companions, but he is pulled by Power, who takes him to his cabin. Izuku. Power, can you tell why we're in our cabin? Power. Well, I promised you something, right? Shows him the phone Tadan. Izuku. Surprise Power, but since you got it, he always carries it with him. Power. Haha, what am I telling you? I have my methods. Okay, now call your parents. Izuku took the phone, went to the contacts, looked for the name of his father or mother, finding his father's first, so he dialed it, the phone started, but the only thing that rang. We're sorry, but the number you're trying to reach no longer exists. Izuku and Power were surprised, so they decided to call with their mother's number, but the result was the same. Power. Maybe they changed their number, that's why they're not answering. Izuku. No, I once asked my father if they changed their number, but he told me that they never changed their number, something else is going on here. At that moment, a message comes to the phone from Mandalay saying the following. Izawa, I think it's time to tell Izuku the truth about what happened to his parents and his origins. Izuku was even more surprised by what his aunt was referring to, with that message the truth about his parents and his origin. Izuku. What the hell have you been hiding from me? Izuku got out of bed and headed towards the door but was stopped by Power. Power. Hey wait, what are you going to do? Izuku. It's not obvious, I'm going to see what's happening with all this. Power. Okay, but I'm going with you. But the others? Izawa. Mineta and Denki, you better talk now where you have my phone, or your punishment will be more severe. Denki. Wait sensei, we didn't take it this time. Mineta. We were planning to do it, but someone got there first. Denki. Mineta, shut up, you're just making things worse. Izawa. So who else was there if it wasn't you? Izuku. I was the one who took it, showing the phone as Izawa approached. Izawa. Izuku, what does this mean? Izuku. That's what I should tell you, what you're hiding from me about my parents and my origin. Izawa. I don't know what you're talking about. I already told you that they are. Izuku. Stop lying for once, shows him the message. Are you going to keep denying it, or are you going to tell me? Izawa started to get nervous, Izuku could see how all his classmates looked at him sadly or lowered their heads. Izuku. Do you know it too? How many more knowed? I'm the only idiot who doesn't know what really happened to my parents. Izawa. Hi ho yo. Izuku. I'm not your son, what kind of father hides a secret almost all his life from the child he raised? Izawa, I was about to speak, but the alarms start to sound indicating intruders. Mandalay. Oh no, Koda, he's alone. Izuku. Where is he? Mandalay. It is located in the mountains, he always goes there. Izuku. Okay Power, you come with me, let's go. By the way, this conversation doesn't end here. Izuku took power and took her to the mountains where they could see the boy, along with a guy bigger than him with a hood and a mask. The masked man was about to hit the boy, but he was saved by power. Izuku took charge of giving him a blow that moved him away. Izuku. Who are you and what are your motives for trespassing? Muscular. I only came because I wanted to get revenge on the brat for what his parents did to me, the others only came for a brat named Bakugo, you know where he is. Koda. What do you mean? They're already dead. Muscular. Tell me, kid, do you know what your parents died from or who their murderer was? Muscular, he took off his mask, the hood and the mask showing himself. Izuku. Muscular, I thought my parents had killed your pride that time. Muscular. Wait a minute, are you the son of those two? Izuku. What do you think, stupid? Muscular. Ha 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 ha, today I won the lottery, I have in front of me the children of the parents who screwed me. Izuku. Power, I want you to run with the boy, I'll give you time. Power. No way, I'm going to leave you with this guy. The kid can go alone. Odabi, Carefula circumflex. The two saw Muscular approaching them at a speed, Izuku reacted quickly and took Koda and power, avoiding a direct hit to them. Izuku. Apparently this guy is not only strength but also speed. Power. Hey kid, go and get yourself somewhere safe, we'll take care of this idiot. Koda. What, but how do they think they can hurt him? Even the top heroes had a hard time stopping him. Izuku. Don't worry, we have our tricks, Power, you already know how we start our fights. Power, just nodded, began to create a spear made of blood, the first to attack was Izuku, Muscular was about to hit him, but Izuku was faster and slid under his legs. Izuku. Now Power. Power, with his spear towards Muscular's head, but he was faster and put his arm as a shield of course pierced his arm, but not enough to reach his head. Muscular. Ha 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 ha, this is child's play. Power. Hey, who said that was all? Power snaps his fingers, and the spear becomes long, piercing Muscular's eye. Power, before Muscular could react, created a large sledgehammer, hit Muscular with the sledgehammer, causing him to crash against the mountain, creating a large hole. Power. What villains you turned out to be, hahaha. Izuku approaches them. Izuku. Well done Power, now we have to go with the others to report what happened. But then a large shadow appears above them as they turn around. It was Muscular and came with another blow. Izuku reacted quickly and shot at Power so that it wouldn't hit her, but it had to be Koda's shield, causing her to receive the entire impact, causing her to crash into a rock. Our Izukua circumflex. Muscular. Ha 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 ha, I must admit they made a good play, but the only thing they hit was my fake eye puts on another eye, now the real fight begins. Izuku. Sore shit, this hurts, Koda, are you okay? Tries to get up. Koda. Hey, what are you doing? You're really hurt. Don't get up. Izuku. And leave my friend alone with that crazy person, don't even believe it. Muscular. You kids really talk, that's as far as you go, brats go. Muscular was about to hit them to kill them, but is hit out of nowhere by a creature. Power. Get away from me Izuku, you damn bastard. The creature was Power in his demon motor, his true appearance. Muscular. Hey, who the hell are you and where is the brat? Power. Aren't you seeing it right now? This is my true form. I am the Blood Demon, or also known as the Great Power. Ha 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 ha. Muscular. No matter how much you change, you three will die by my hands. Power. Not even in your wildest dreams will you achieve that. Power and Muscular began to fight, but it seems that Power had a bit of an advantage as she held Muscular's fists with her two upper arms and summoned weapons with her other two lower arms to harm him. Koda covered himself with part of Izuku's shirt while Izuku just stared at Power's true form. Izuku. So this was what Power was telling me, when she was a demon, then there are more like her, well everyone looks guilty, wait a minute, so all this time I've had a demon in the body of a girl who was actually raped and murdered. Muscular. How is it possible that a brat like you is beating me? It's impossible. Power. I already told you no, I'm not a human, I'm a real demon. Power disappears from Muscular's sight, reappears behind him, but drives 4 stakes into him, 2 in the chest and the other 2 in the ribs. Muscular could only vomit some blood. The stakes turned into blood and by being introduced into him they prevent his mobility. Muscular. What the buck did you do to me? Power. I easily immobilized you through your blood and part of mine, now go to sleep. Power grabs him by the head and slams him hard against the floor, putting him to sleep immediately. Power, this one approaches Izuku, these two just stared. Izuku. So you weren't lying, everything you told me this time. Power. That's right, but you never believed me so it was better to show you my true form. Izuku. Are there more like you on this plane or just you? Power. There are several like Denji, but he made a contract and the government, the Hero Association, and public security have managed to hide it. Power. I understand that you want me away from you for now to see who I am in. Izuku. Oh, what are you talking about? I don't want you far from me. I like being by your side. I don't care if it's in your human form or not. Power, upon hearing that, went to hug him, but Izuku let out a moan of pain, causing her to notice and carefully lower him. Power. Now what do we do? Izuku. We have to tell the others that they're coming for Bakugo. Power, I think you'll have to carry us, I can't feel my body. Power. It's fine. Power carefully took Izuku, carried him with both hands from above, then took Kota with the other two hands. In one jump he went towards the forest, now he continued running until he found the others. Now everyone was gathered in the center of the cabins. Hiroshima. Professor, we have a problem. The villains captured Bakugo and Tokoyami, but we were only able to rescue Tokoyami. Mandalay. Izuku, Power, and Kota haven't returned, we have to go after them. Izawa. Okay, you and I are going to look for them together. The others stay here. At that moment Power comes out, who was carrying Izuku and Kota. The teachers were alerted by that. When they were about to start fighting, Izuku stopped them. Izuku. Wait, she is Power, only this is her monster mode, she is aware of everything, right? If Power. Of course puts down the two. If I weren't conscious I couldn't do this. At that Power falls to the floor and returns to his human form. Izuku. Power, are you okay? What happened to you? Power. Don't worry, I'm fine, I'm just a little tired since I haven't used that form for a long time. Izuku. So it seems the League of Villains are coming for Bakugo, they have to hurry to find him before. Jiru. They already captured him and they just escaped. Izuku. Well, we tried. A portal opens in front of them and the entire League of Villains comes out. Shigaraki. It's good that you're all together. It would be a great time to kill you all, but it's not the time to do it yet. By the way, someone else wants to see you. From the portal when you see it, a guy comes out wearing a formal suit along with a helmet. Izawa, seeing him, began to tremble with rage, unpleasant memories came to his mind. Izawa all for one. Afo. Oh Izawa, how nice to see you again, sees Izuku. Oh wow, look how much you've grown, I remember the first time I saw you, you were just a fetus. Izuku. What the hell are you talking about? All I see is villain 1, but in my eyes he's nothing but shit. Afo. Your words are wrong, little ones, come on, why don't you give your grandpa a hug? Izuku was surprised by those words. What does he mean by grandfather? He couldn't be his grandson. Izuku turned to see his father. He just had his gaze lowered, while his fists were bleeding from the force he exerted. Afo. You know something Izawa, why don't we do an exchange? Takes out a marble, I'll give you back your student and you let me spend the lost time with my grandson. Izawa. Forget about that Afo, if I have to kill you to end all this shit I will. Afo. That's too bad, I wanted to do it the easy way. Afo breaks the marble and Bakugo comes out, but before he could do anything a portal grabbed him and sent him back to the others. Another portal opened behind Izuku, from there a hand came out with a marble. Izuku was absorbed by the marble, and the portal closed. Afo. Well, now I have my grandson, okay. Power. Hey you damn, come back to my sucked and well-endowed broccoli. Power, before she could follow a flare of fire from Dabi, stepped behind her, but luckily he only managed to burn part of her hair, but her legs failed her due to lack of energy. When the league was about to leave, a scream was heard. Izawa Afo, this time you're not going to get rid of me. It was Izawa who jumped towards Afo, but he only entered the portal and it closed. Izawa fell where the portal was before, he just kneels and begins to hit his fists against the grass. Izawa. You failed again Izawa, you couldn't protect them, and now you couldn't save your grandson, and the same guy was the one who took them from you. Inko, Hazaki, please forgive me for being so useless. All that anger Izawa was having was because of Afo, and because of his uselessness that the only way I heard of him getting some of that pent-up anger out was. Izawa melded sees all for one a circumflex. Chapter 12. Truths revealed, final. Narrator. Now we are in the doc's lab, where he was doing some things on his computer, but behind him a portal opened. He turned around and stood up immediately and bowed to his boss. Uraraka. Mr. All for One, I'm glad to see you again. How can I help you now? Afo. Uraraka, as helpful as ever, tell me how the specimens are and the substance. Uraraka. The specimen is 100 and the substance is ready for tomorrow my lord. Afo. I'm glad to hear that, but it's time for you to come out, my dear grandson. Afo took out the marble, broke it, and from there Izuku came out, but he was still badly hurt from the blow Muscular gave him. Afo. Oh, how absent-minded I am. Let me help you. Afo placed his hand on Izuku's head and began to heal him, making the wounds and broken bones mend. Afo? You're as good as new now. Izuku. Let me go, I didn't need your help. Afo. What a way to thank me, but I was also in that rebellious stage. Izuku. Enough with the games, how come you're my grandfather, how come one of my parents had lineage with you? Afo. Well, I am a grandfather on your father's side, but let's say that what I had with that woman was only for one night. I am a man, so I also need to de-stress in one way or another, but it seems that I neglected myself and your father was born, the woman left me the child, I had planned to get rid of him, but what would happen if I died here, and would I leave him my legacy, so I stayed with your father, but in the end he ended up disappointing me when he joined the heroes. All because of your mother. Izuku. And I imagine that after my parents had me, I already know that part of the story. Afo. Who said that you were born by your mother, because I don't. Araki Naiyo. Izuku. What do you mean, talk for once? I'm fed up with everyone keeping secrets from me. Afo. Well, do you remember when they told you that your parents fought against Muscular? Well, that was true, but Muscular hit her so hard that she was hospitalized. But when she woke up, they told her that she couldn't have children. Afo. That devastated your parents, Garaki. Why don't you talk about this part since it's your favorite? Araki. Of course, well they were very devastated for not having children. What happens when we combine desire and desperation? That led them to make a deal with Afo. We gave them a chance to have children, but not in the traditional way. Araki. The only thing we wanted in return was for them to give us information about all the heroes and their attacks, and so it was. Izuku. No, that's not true, I bet you're all lying, I know what you are turning to Afo, you're a damn manipulator, a swindler, a charlatan, who is capable of anything to have everyone on their knees. Araki. What a way to talk to your grandfather. Project 01. Izuku. What Project 01? Araki. Well, do you remember that we were able to give children to your parents, but not in the traditional way? Well, you were created in a laboratory. We played at making God and it turned out great, but if it worked for us, why stop there? So we made a few more. Araki presses a button and the lights turn on, showing several Izukus in capsules filled with an orange liquid. There were several, you could say they were an army. Izuku. This can't be possible. Afo. But it is, you are a creation from your parents' blood and other substances. You could say that you are the first Nomu that we have successfully created, but there is something special about you that your other clones have. These clones cannot live without that orange substance, so we supply them with a certain amount so that they can continue living. Afo. But you lived your entire childhood and part of your adolescence without needing that substance, but I want to see how far you can continue living without it. Araki. That's why we're creating a permanent substance so these clones can live as long as we decide. Izuku. You guys are crazy if you think I'm going to join you. Afo. And return them to the heroes who have been hiding your origins from you, lying to you, saying that your parents are doing heroic things all over the world, giving you fake letters saying that they sent them to you. Afo. You're living a lie, it's time you opened your eyes. At that the alarm sound indicating that there are intruders. Afo. I'm going to give you the choice. Live with the truth or die with a lie. You don't have to answer me quickly. It's time to take the clone somewhere else. You go with the others. The black slime began to surround the capsules, the professor and Izuku, causing them to disappear from there, leaving only Afo. Afo. Well, I think it's time to prepare my entry. Elsewhere Izuku appears in a bar which was being attacked by the heroes. Mount Lady. Azawa, I already found where the child is, he just appeared from a black substance in the middle of all the chaos, but it's impossible for me to go after him, a guy in a suit started attacking us. Izuku decided to get out of there, but when he stood up a great dizziness and weakness throughout his body ruled him, making it impossible for him to stand up. Izuku. What's happening to me because I feel so tired and dizzy, I can't move. At that Izuku is taken by the back and sees Power in his true form, Bone and Demon. Power. Don't worry, my cute broccoli Power came all the way here to save you from these ruffians. Izuku. Power, you don't know how happy I am to see you. But Izuku ended up fainting, the rest happened in the anime, only this time Afo told him who Shigaraki was and telling him that Izuku was an experiment of his, since his parents looked to him to help them have a child. He also said that he was Hizaki's father, which is why Izuku is his grandson. Time skips. Now we can see Izuku waking up on a hospital gurney and next to him was Power, who was sleeping on his leg. Seeing how beautiful Power looked, he began to caress her, causing her to wake up. When she saw Izuku awake, she did not hesitate to hug him. Power. Damn broccoli, how nice, you're finally awake. You don't know how worried I was about you since you were kidnapped. Izuku. Wait, you're worried about a human, the great blood demon was worried about a human. Power. Idiot, don't ruin the moment. Yes, I really thought I would never see you again. Izuku. Hey Power, I see you differently. Wait, what happened to your hair? Izuku, I told him because Power's hair looked very short compared to how he had it before. Power. Well, let's just say my hair suffered some damage at camp and the girls offered to help me with my hair. Here's a picture of the process. Shows it to them. From now on, imagine that she has short hair in the following photos that I will post below. Izuku. You know, that new look doesn't look so bad on you, it makes you look more beautiful. Power, seeing what Izuku said, could only blush at the compliment. The door will open as Recovery enters, along with Aizawa and a malnourished All Might. Recovery. It's good to see you're finally awake, boy. Izuku, it's also nice to see you grandma. As I am, I want to get out of here. Recovery. You'll be ready in a few minutes, for now I'll leave you to sort that out. Recovery left the four in an awkward silence. Aizawa. Izuku, yo. Izuku. We have to keep our excuses to ourselves, I just want to know why you lied to me all this time. Aizawa. The truth is I did it to protect you. We thought that the less I knew about what happened to your parents, the better, since you admired your parents a lot and telling you that they betrayed their oath of heroes just to have you, we thought you were going to blame yourself. Izuku. I really don't know how to react to so much information, honestly. Aizawa. You don't have to give us your answer now, we'll let you, we just have to go talk to the press. Power, take good care of him. Power. Don't worry, he'll be safe with me. The two teachers left there, leaving only the two. Izuku. Okay Power, now what do you want to do once I'm discharged? Power. Do you remember that you would reward me with a nice prize if I helped you get that phone? I already know what I want. Power put his hands as if he were masturbating something, while he opened his mouth and stuck out his tongue. Izuku. You never get tired of having hex. Power. If it's with you, never. Izuku. Okay, just give me my phone. I want to see some things. Power. I'll pass it to you now. Power went for Izuku's phone, but to annoy him a little he leaned a little more, showing his straight guard. Izuku was amazed by what he saw, since when Power's butt grew so much, now he just wanted to squeeze it and bite it until he had no more power, but the fun ended when Power turned around a little to see him. Izuku quickly looked away and turned to look away, but he was blushing, causing Power to give a malicious smile. Power. Come on Izuku, I know you were watching, or maybe you don't like this big ass. Power turns around and bends over, revealing his butt again towards Izuku. Izuku. Power, control yourself, will you? I already told you we're going to do it. You don't have to provoke me. Power. I'm just giving you more strength so that when we do it, you grab me mercilessly. Izuku. What am I going to do with this girl? Time skips. Now our protagonists are in the bedrooms, but when they arrived they were completely empty. Power sees that Nayako was heading towards them, Power grabs him and starts hugging him. Power. Nayako, my love, I'm also glad to see you, whispering. Nayako, listen to me carefully, your future daddy and I, come on, you're very busy in the room, so for now, stay here. When we're done, I'll come for you, okay? Nayako just gave a meow of affirmation, Power put it down, and the cat went away. Izuku. They must have gone to see how their relatives were after last night's big disaster. Power. Then there is no time to waste. Lemon skipped. Izuku off, tell me Power, do you want more or leave it there? Power. I want more, I want to have more hex with you, but first I want to try something on for our next round. Power got up with some difficulty and went to the bathroom. Izuku just went to a small refrigerator he had there, took out a bottle of water and began to drink. The bathroom door opens, he decides to see, and by the impression he squeezes the water, wetting everything. Power. Tell me Izuku, do you like what you see? Izuku. Power, where did you get that suit from? Power. Well, while I was investigating your old partner's room, I found this outfit, so I took it and wanted to use it on you. Power. But you still haven't answered my question, how do I look? Izuku. You look very hexy. Izuku approaches Power, opens his mouth, puts a finger in his mouth and begins to stretch his mouth. He removed his and then began to kiss her. Power gladly accepted the kiss, turning it into a tongue fight inside their mouths, but due to lack of air, they separated. Power went to bed and lay down, revealing his entire body in splendor. Then, Power lifted her butt as high as she could, making it stand out more. Power. Tell me Izuku, are you going to stay there staring like you're in a daze, or are you going to come grind my ass? It's up to you. Izuku, without further ado, got behind Power and began to lick, bite and hit Power's ass, while he let out moans of pleasure. Power. That's enjoying it all you want, it's all yours, and no one is going to take it away from you. So these two continued having wild hex all day and part of the night. They stopped around 3:40 in the morning. Now Power was a mess since she was covered in semen from every part of her body, but you could see her face with absolute satisfaction. After an intense hex session, these two went to take a bath to get rid of all the sweat and semen from their bodies. Once that was done, Izuku changed the sheets, while Power went for Nyako to the living room. Once all that was done, Power put Nyako on her bed, which they had bought for her on an outing they had made earlier. Then Izuku and Power went to bed well covered. Now the two were tightly hugged to each other, but then Power speaks. Power. Izuku, who are we? Izuku. What do you mean by that? Power. I mean, we've had heck so many times, I think, since we met, and we've treated each other in other ways that to others we seem like boyfriends. Izuku. Power, are you saying that you? Power. At first I thought these feelings were impossible since I'm a demon and you're a human, but as time went by they became stronger, so much so that it was no longer impossible to hide, and when you were kidnapped I felt like a big part of me was taken away. Power. So I'm going to say it, Izuku, I'm in love with you, and I want you to be mine forever. She couldn't finish as she was kissed by Izuku, causing her to be surprised. Worse followed the kiss, then they separated from the kiss. Izuku. It's good that you say it now, Power, because I'm in love with you too. I want you to be by my side for the rest of my life. These two kissed again for a few minutes, after which they broke away from the kiss and proceeded to fall asleep. Time skips. After all that, Izuku was called to ask him some questions about what he saw, telling them all what he saw, that there were more clones of him ready to be used, but the moment they attacked, a black slug covered them along with the doctor and took them to another place. Well, it took him to the bar. But that information, the heroes and the police began searching for where they were sent, searching everywhere in the city. As he left the Power room, he greeted him with a hug. Izuku. Now why so affectionate? Power. I can't hug my partner for no reason. Izuku. Yes, you can. It's just that, knowing you, I thought you wouldn't like those displays of affection. Power. I don't know what power you're talking about, let's get out of here, I'm a little hungry. Izuku. It's okay that he wants to eat today. Power. I want a hamburger with double meat, and it's better if they add double meat. Izuku. Hahaha, you're all gluttonous, you knew that. But suddenly, Izuku begins to feel weak, with nausea too. He sees that some blood falls on his hand. He touched his nose and saw that the blood fell there, but suddenly he collapsed to the ground, alerting Power and those who were passing by. Now we are in a hospital. Izuku was sleeping on a stretcher, and outside the room was Recovery, Power, Aizawa, and Almight. Aizawa. Recovery, please tell us what happened to Izuku for him to faint like that. Recovery. I just saw the studies and they are not good at all. It seems that Izuku's body is beginning to deteriorate to critical levels. I tend to think that if he uses his quirk for any reason, this will only accelerate his deterioration. Aizawa. But how is it possible, because until now. Recovery. Apparently something awakened his deterioration and it began to attack him slowly and surreptitiously, and apparently when it came into contact with his quirk, he adapted to it and began to use it to his advantage. Almight. But this is impossible, there's no logic to any of this. Recovery. Almight, like you, Aizawa, me and the others, he warned us that Izuku's cloning was not so complete, that at some point his body would begin to deteriorate and that Izuku's deterioration would be driven by his own quirk. Almight. So Izuku's quirk is the reason why the deterioration is advancing so quickly. Recovery. That's right, he doesn't have to use his quirk ever again if we don't want it to progress any further. Aizawa. And now what do we do? Even if he doesn't use his quirk, it will still kill him slowly. Recovery. I'm doing the impossible, but it seems no healing quirk can eliminate it. It can stop it for a few hours, but we won't know for how long since it adapts to its environment in any attack we make. Recovery. I'm also afraid to say that the only one who knows about this is Afo, after all he created it along with the doctor. Aizawa. That bastard still wants to treat you, he keeps screwing us over. All Might, you and the others continue searching for that doctor, Present Mick, and I will go to Tartarus to talk to that bastard. Aizawa. Power, you stay with Izuku to take care of him. Recovery, let us know of any information about Izuku, okay? Recovery. Don't worry, they'll be up to date with everything that happens with Izuku. Power. I'll take good care of Izuku from anything that comes to attack him. So everyone went off to do their thing. This information was also notified to the top 10 that the League of Villains was planning to attack at any moment with new Nomus and that they must find their new hiding place as soon as possible. While with Aizawa and Present Mick, they were in Tartarus, they were in front of Afo, who had an anti-quirk collar, a straitjacket, and automatic turrets aiming at his head while he was held by chains. Afo. But look at who I have in front of me, what is the reason for your unexpected visit today? Aizawa. Stop playing games, Afo, you know what we're here for. Afo. So my grandson told them everything. Apparently he decided to die with a lie rather than live with the truth. Izawa. Where did you send Dr. Garaki, the clones and the League of Villains? Say it once and for all. Afo. And why would I have to say it, where's the fun there? Izawa. You really don't care about your grandson's life, he's dying. Afo. I gave him the choice, he decided to die. He's too old to know the consequences of decisions, and what do you expect from someone who killed his own son? Afo. Izuku is just a clone that can be easily replaced. Everything in this life is replaceable. No one is special in this life in the eyes of the government, the Association of Heroes and Public Security. Afo. Their citizens and heroes are spare parts. They see them as numerous that fill their pockets. If a large part of their citizens die, they compensate them by giving money to their families, money that will be of no use to them due to the exaggerated prices that will raise things for them, and the dead people can be replaced by tourists who with a few words will stay and live here. Afo. So, replacing those dead people, while a lot of heroes die, well, it's easy to delude children, telling them that being heroes is the best thing in the world, showing them one side of the coin. Afo. And that's how you get new heroes and new citizens, ha 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 ha. Izawa. This really amuses you. How is it that someone like you can sleep at night? Afo. I sleep like a baby in its mother's arms, knowing that I'm always the one who's right one way or another. Afo. Instead of talking to me, you should be in town right now. I feel like today is going to be a great show. Izawa and Present Mick understood what Afo said, got up from their chairs, and warned everyone that the city was going to be under attack. In the city everything was calm until suddenly a car fell from the sky, scaring the people who were passing by. In that, several things fell from the sky. Looking up they could see several Izukus flying in the sky throwing things and others coming out of the ground, starting to destroy and attack everything making people run for their lives. All the heroes and the police went to the place. When they arrived they could see a great destruction. Several Izukus each with different quirks had just arrived and there were already hundreds in that place. The clones, upon seeing the heroes and police officers, began to attack them without any mercy. Reporter. Breaking news, out of nowhere the city began to be attacked by several clones of the now identified as Izuku Midoriya. With a little time that his clones started they have already taken a large part of the city. The heroes are doing everything possible to stop them. Do not leave your houses, and if you see one of these clones or the real one, get away as fast as you can. The television is turned off by Power, who was still in the hospital taking care of Izuku, who had not yet woken up. Power. Shit, in just a few seconds the city is going to shit. Power approaches Izuku and begins to stroke his hair. Power. Izuku, when are you going to wake up? But the city. Now we see how Endeavor was fighting with some clones with Rock Quirk, along with those from his agency. Endeavor. Where do so many clones come from? For God's sake, we have to find the nest of all this. Then Hawks arrives. Hawks. Endeavor, good news, I found out where so many clones come from. They are located in an abandoned hospital in Shibuya, but it is guarded by several mutation-type clones. Endeavor. Understood, because of how we do it, we can't leave the civilians unprotected, and almost all the heroes are occupying the fighting against these clones. Hawks. I have an idea, where is the original clone? Endeavor. It's in a hospital, it's close by, whatever you're planning, do it quickly. These things also have the ability to adapt. Hawks left there in search of the hospital, he had to get there as quickly as possible. With Power, he was watching videos on Izuku's phone. Power. I wonder how Nyako is doing with this whole situation. At that Izuku was beginning to wake up. Izuku what the hell happened goes to Power where the heck am I? Power, seeing Izuku, hugs him. Power. Idiot why do you always have to worry me in these ways? Izuku. I'm glad to see you too, but because I'm in a hospital, what happened? Power. You fainted, they took you to the hospital, and it seems you are. Izuku. Dying isn't like that. Power. How do you know? Izuku. When I was kidnapped Afo told me about my current condition, but there is an antidote, but the doctor has it and we don't know where it is right now. Luckily for that they have me. Turning around they could see Hawks in the doorway. Hawks. Wow, you look terrible, kid. Izuku. Don't even say it, you know where it is, don't you? Hawks. That's right, but the heroes are busy with your clones, so you and I are going to that place. Power. He can't leave, his health isn't good, and he can't use his quirk, that would only make his condition worse. Izuku. Power, I have to go yourself, you heard it, all the heroes are busy protecting civilians, besides I'm not one of those who just stand there doing nothing. Power. I can't change your mind. Izuku. No, you won't be able to. Power. Okay, but I'm going with you. Someone has to go watch your back. Hawks. Say no more. We have to leave as quickly as possible. Chapter 12 Finale. Okay, I made the continuation separately because they deleted an image and when I tried to delete it, it kicked me out of the app, or when I swiped past it, it kicked me out, so I decided to do another part and publish it together with the other one. Hawks. If you've already decided, we have to go now. Izuku. It's okay, she's going with us. Power. But how are you going to go? Remember that you can't use your quirk. Hawks. I have an idea. Now we can see Hawks flying while holding Izuku by the arms. Izuku. There was no other way to take me. Hawks. It was that or carry you. Hawks. You're right, there was no other way. Hawks. By the way, your demon girl is still following us. Izuku turned around and saw that Power in his demon form was still following them, jumping from building to building. Izuku. If he's still following us, I think he's limiting himself so he doesn't overtake us. Hawks. So demons do exist, I thought it was propaganda from Christians to get them into their religion. Hawks. Tell me if that's your girlfriend's true form, then he had to possess that girl. No, that's not illegal in terms of Christianity. Izuku. Well, she found that body in a forest, the body was naked and full of a white substance, when she saw that the body was not moving she took it. Hawks. That makes sense. Wait, you've been bucking a demon in the body of a girl who was raped and then murdered. Izuku. When you say it out loud it sounds murkier than thinking it. Hawks. We're almost there. I'm going to drop you off at the top of the building. We'll be waiting outside. Hawks lands on the building and jumps into Power, who turns into her human form. Hawks. Hey, now that I think about it, how are we going to differentiate you from the others, since they are all a living copy of you? Izuku. I have an idea. Power damage my eye. Power. Forget it, I'm not going to do anything to you. Izuku. Come on, I know you can do it, it will just be a small crack, it will just be so they know how to differentiate me. Power. Ah, that's okay, because I always fall in love with suicidal crazy people. Power created a knife with his blood and then cut part of Izuku's face without damaging his eye. Izuku. Well, now they will know how to differentiate me. I am going to go where the doctor's laboratory is and I am going to destroy his cloning factory along with the liquid that keeps the clones alive. Izuku proceeded to enter through the roof door under the stairs and could see a large laboratory and several Izukus going and seeing. He continued, searching with his eyes until he saw the control panel, so very cautiously he approached the control panel, turned off the production of clones, and when he saw the button to destroy clones, he was shot in the leg. Izuku. Ah, shit. Izuku, seeing who shot him, saw that it was Shigaraki, who had a gun and in his other hand, he had the already perfected orange substance. Shigaraki. I don't know how you found me, but I must admit you have courage to come alone. Shigaraki. But it's a shame, since you're going to die right now, clones, I want you to kill him. Izuku. And who said I came alone? And that the roof is destroyed by Power, in his demon form, the doctor got scared causing him to fall, and the orange substance fell to the floor, causing its container to be destroyed. Shigaraki. No idiots, it took me a long time to perfect it. Shigaraki tried to flee, but Hawks appeared behind him, stopping him. Hawks. You're going somewhere, not jail. Hawks hits the doctor like that, putting her to sleep. Power and Izuku were fighting the clones, but Izuku stops and starts coughing blood, making Power more worried. Power. Izuku, go turn all this shit off, I'm going to stop them. Izuku. Thanks Power. Izuku didn't waste any time, he went to the board, saw the button and pressed it without hesitation, at that the clones stopped, they all fell to the floor while their bodies turned into sand. Power. Hahaha Izuku, we did it. Sees Izuku who was lying on the board. Izuku, are you okay? Izuku. That's what I'd like to say, but I'm not okay. When Izuku raised his face, his skin looked paler and cracks were beginning to appear on his body, causing Power to become alarmed, so he grabbed Izuku and took him to where Recovery was. She was followed by Hawks, who was carrying the doctor with him, who was tied up so he couldn't escape. Power was running all over the city in her demon form, she knew she had to keep her true appearance hidden, but that didn't matter to her right now, right there she saw Recovery, along with Izawa and the others. Power flies to his human form. Power. Please help me Izuku, he's not okay. Izawa and those who knew Izuku were alarmed. Power put Izuku carefully on the ground, Recovery approached him to help him, but his quirk didn't work, then Hawks arrived with the doctor. Hawks. Here I have the person responsible for all this. Izawa approached the doctor and the first thing he did was hit him. Izawa. You have an antidote? No, tell me where it is, tell me. Shigaraki. Hahaha the only antidote I managed to create no longer exists, everything was destroyed, there is no salvation hahaha. Izawa, in anger, hit him again, which made him shut up. Izuku. It doesn't matter anymore, we all knew this day would come, I knew what I was doing when I pressed that button, father, I want you to know that I forgive you for everything, I forgive you all, you just wanted to protect me. Izuku. I have no right to be angry with those who have given everything for me. Power approaches him and begins to stroke his hair. Izuku. Power, it's incredible that we've made progress. At first I hated you, but now seeing you makes me very happy. Power. Please stop now, I don't want you to go, please there must be a way or something. Izuku. Power, there is nothing left, but I want you to know that I love you begins to caress his cheek, thank you for accepting me in your heart. Power. I'm the one who should tell you that, not you. Despite who I really am, you stayed with me. Izuku. Thank you all very much for everything. Izuku's hand falls, his eyes lose their shine, and he stops breathing. Power no, Izuku, please no. Izawa fell to his knees. He had failed again. He couldn't save the last favor Inko and Hizaki had given him. He felt useless again. 9 months later. After that great disaster the media began to blame Izuku, telling people that he was a traitor, but quickly all those speculations were denied by the heroes, then Power returned with Denji and Aki, but they were scared by the change that Power had, they thought they were drugged, but it was not like that, the one in front of them was the real Power. Now let's go with the current events. We see Aki, Denji, Himeno, Makima and Power having a peaceful time in the apartment, Power could see his hair already grown, like it was before. Makima. So tell me Power, how are you doing? Power. Well, I'm doing well, to be honest. Denji. Yes, when we heard that news, I felt sorry for the poor guy because of the kind of mother he had. Aki. I can say the same about you, since let's say you are not a great example of a father. Denji. What are you talking about? I'm the best father in the world. At that moment Naoto arrives, with a child in her arms. The child had red bowls and blonde hair along with some green locks. He was the spitting image of Izuku. Naoto. And Power, Izuku has already woken up. Power. Thank you very much little one, and you my baby, I hope you slept well. The baby just smiled and nodded. Power. Makima, thank you for the advice you gave me, I appreciate it. Makima. You're welcome Power, even if it doesn't seem like it, I like children, having Naoto was a gift from God sent to me. Himeno. Hey Aki, what do you think if you and I don't have a child, I think it's time. Aki. Himeno, are you sure having a child is a big responsibility, you have to think about it carefully. Himeno. Well, I've thought about it carefully, so be careful tonight, because today you won't be safe from me. At that, little Izuku turned towards the hallway of the rooms and could see Izuku's soul, looking at him with a smile. Izuku. Dad. Power. Did you hear that just now, say your first words, have said mom, mama. Izuku. Mom. Power. My little baby, every day you learn something new, how I adore you. Izuku's soul just stared at them, then turned around and disappeared, knowing that his son and wife are in good hands now, thus ending this story. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching, if you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day bye.